Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are San Diego.
Joaquin Benoit, part of the Padres bullpen battalion as San Diego wins 5-3 last night. Tonight we salute those men in relief. Fly ball to right. This should do it. Kept waiting. And the Padres win it. Kimbrel with another save. It wasn't easy. Number 34. And the Padres ace closer does it again last night. Tonight, we salute Kimbrel and the San Diego bullpen as we welcome you to Petco Park in downtown San Diego. Another beautiful baseball night. The Atlanta Braves are here against the San Diego Padres. And good evening, everyone, with Mark Grant, Dick Enberg. We'll get right to the late-breaking news. Will Venable, the outfielder for the Padres, who is the longest-tenured Padre, has been traded tonight to the Texas Rangers. We already have him in a Texas cap for a couple of minor league players.
Well, Will Venable, the 32-year-old, drafted in 2005 in the big leagues for the first time with these Padres in 2008. As far as I'm concerned, a homegrown Padre. With Josh Hamilton and the bum knee in Texas, they need a left-handed bat in the lineup. He can play some defense. As far as I'm concerned, Will Venable is and always will be a Padre to me. We're going to miss the kid.
And a classy Padre indeed, and we wish him nothing but the best. All right, the theme tonight, the bullpen artists of this game, and the Padres have a rich tradition.
No question about it. With the complete game gone by the wayside, you talk about the closers. How do you bridge that gap to get guys like Trevor Hoffman, Heath Bell? You talk about Houston Street with the pinpoint control. Well, since 1994, it's been a good go-around for these Padres. Third in ERA, second in save percentage. Opponents only hitting .244. That's tied for first, yo. And then the strikeouts. Yes, you got the power curveball from Heath Bell back in the day. You got Trevor Hoffman changeup, Houston Street with the pinpoint fastball and slider. It's been all good out of the bullpen for the San Diego Padres since 1994.
Right, and we'll have that character Heath Bell with us later in the game. We spell relief tonight, showcasing the San Diego Bulls in the bullpen, past and present. Fox Sports San Diego, brought to you by Sony's Action Cam. Prove yourself. By Petco, what we feed them matters. By GMC, precision matters. And by 5-Hour Energy Shots. Have you tried great tasting 5-Hour Energy lately?
Welcome back. Game 2 between the Padres and the Braves in our special bullpen show. And right now, the bullpen, as you can see behind me, a little quiet. The relievers are making their way in. The first few innings, they'll spend some time just chatting. But around the middle innings, that's when things get serious. They start stretching, start warming up. But we talked to a few of the pitchers, how they stay nice and relaxed in those early innings.
The first 5 innings, most of the times we joke around.
Joaquin will come down and throw in his 2 cents because he's been around, or we'll make fun of him and call him old.
Just goofy. I mean, I'm left-handed, so I'm one of the goofy guys down there. I like talking, I like relaxing, having fun.
I think everybody pitches in a little bit when we got our own little dungeon down there.
Sean Kelly's probably the one that talks the most.
Nothing's off limits in a bullpen. I will say that. If you want one bit of advice, you come down to a major league bullpen and everything is in play.
Hey, the other priority you got to have for the bullpen, you got to have some snacks, some coffee, some Red Bull, some water, and some things to snack on during those long innings. And coming up, the Padres bullpen has a history of slamming the door. So we'll see if the Padres can get on the board early. Perhaps Matt Kemp extend that to an 11-game hit streak and then see that Padres bullpen close things out. We got Game 2, Padres and Braves, in our special bullpen show coming up on Fox Sports San Diego.
Your adrenaline is pumping like no other. Stadium's packed, and it's a big game, big situation.
That's something you can't duplicate.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. She strikes out the side, does Joaquin Benoit.
He got him, strike 3, and the Padres win it.
And so tonight we'll be saluting the Padre bullpen and hoping that the manager Pat Murphy won't have to go there tonight, that James Shields will get the job done himself, although the longest Shields has survived this year in his 25 outings, his 7 innings, as we check the Braves lineup tonight, brought to you by Hyundai. Same as last night at the top with Bourne, then Cameron Maben red hot, Markakis, Przinski, he too with a hot bat of late, Garcia, Jace Peterson, the former Padre, then Joey Turlasovich will work on that one, and Drelton Simmons at shortstop, and Whistler, the pitcher.
And the scouting report for James Shields on the hill tonight, brought to you by the Tilted Kilt. We know he loves the changeup. He'll throw it any time and execute the location of the fastball for James Shields.
And we're underway. The first pitch in there for a strike. Freddie Gonzalez, 51 years of age, the skipper in his 5th year with Atlanta. Born a new pickup by Atlanta as they've restructured their entire roster. Many trades. And going with a new philosophy. They're going to build on their youth. They don't have much power, much unlike the Braves of the past. They're going to go with speed, and three hits equal a run. Chop to third. Solarte charges and on the run. One away. The Padres defense tonight brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Upton and Melvin Upton replacing Venable. Venable traded just an hour or so before the game tonight. Kemp and Wright, Solarte, Amarista, Spangenberg, and Alonso around the infield, with Norris behind the plate for James Shields. Cameron Maben, how good has he been of late? Well, he's had 5 straight games with multi-hits, with an extra base hit in every one of those 5 games. Now that doesn't seem like much, and he, with that base hit, has just done something no one in Atlanta history has done before. At least sets the table for it, as he's gone for another base hit. If he gets an extra base hit tonight along with that single, another multi-hit game, no one in Atlanta history has done that.
Well, he got a fastball right down the middle, and he turned out nice, easy swing. We saw that last night from Cameron Maben. He's usually wearing out right center field, but he's got some pull pop as well, we saw last night.
Chris Guccione behind the plate, Blazer Nelson and Diaz working the bases. Well, Maben continues red hot. And here's Nick Markakis, the top average for the Braves at .296.
Well, you talk about that offense for the Atlanta Braves with Cameron Maben swinging a hot bat. The Braves, they're expecting Freddie Freeman tomorrow. Saw him in the clubhouse before the game today. So Freddie Freeman, the first baseman for the Braves, he's ready to go tomorrow possibly.
Took batting practice tonight. And of course regarded as their top offensive player. Padres fortunate in that he was not available off the DL list these first 2 games. There's Freeman. A tough out. Outside to Markakis, who has had good success against James Shields. Markakis in their previous meetings hitting .325 with a couple of home runs. Maben leads Atlanta with 18 stolen bases.
And that's why I can't wait for the cat and mouse game with James Shields and his pickoff move over to first base. Things could get interesting over there.
Second baseman Spangenberg gets the lead runner and unable to turn the double play. Again, Spangenberg was into the hole, a long throw to Amarista, and Padres settled for the second out, and safe on the fielder's choice is Markakis.
Nice setup by Corey Spangenberg. Watch when he gets to this baseball. He is set, athletic position, spin towards the glove side. There you go. Name and number to the infield, a perfect strike. Well, Markakis isn't going to break any records in the 90-foot race, but nice turn all the way around.
A.J. Przinski, the catcher and cleanup hitter. Since the 1st of July, he has the second best batting average of any National League catcher. .323, raising his average up to .289 on the season. Had an RBI single and a walk last night. Another nice turnout on Taco Tuesday at Petco. Let's take a look at the keys to the game tonight, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, since it's the bullpen show, how about this? The pen is mightier than the complete game. Very important part, integral part of any ball club, and be dependable.
I like it.
Thank you.
91-mile-an-hour fastball just off the plate. 2-1 now to Brzezinski.
It's just amazing, Dick, and you know this as well as anybody, how the game has changed. Back in the 60s and 70s, complete games, oh my goodness. Guys were going 20, 25 games. Now it's changed.
Fouled out of play. Through the years, 74, 2.8 pitchers per game, relief pitchers. And then look how it climbs each year. Now, last year, 6 relief pitchers, that's both teams, in a game. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A changeup gets Brzezinski, the 4th leading strikeout pitcher in the National League. James Shields has his first. Traded to Atlanta by the Padres, and here is that lineup for Pat Murphy, brought to you by Toyota. Solarte, Spangenberg hit first and second, then Kemp and Upton with Alonso, home run last night yonder. Derek Norris moves up to the 6th spot with Melvin Upton Jr. replacing Will Venable 7th, then Alexi Amarista and James Shields. Now, Whistler started with a roar with Atlanta, called him up in June, and he went 4-0. Of late, he's had trouble.
Yes, the last 3 not so good. And the scouting report, fastball, slider, change, curveball, 90-95. He throws strikes, but sometimes too wild in the zone. So hopefully the Padres can take advantage of that and crush some mistakes like they have lately.
His last 3 starts, he's given up 14 earned runs in 15 innings. Solarte opens things in the Padre first. And takes as per usual. Just 22, it'd be 23 next month from Bryan, Ohio. He was a 7th round selection by the Padres 4 years ago. 93, a nice easy fastball at 93.
Yeah, going into this game, Dick, 57 innings pitched. Give you an idea how many base runners. 87 base runners for Matt Whistler in 57 innings. That's not good. And a 302 batting average against.
So the Padres figure to be able to get some base traffic and some offense against Whistler, who falls behind 3-0 to Solarte. There's the strike. Whistler part of that big trade with Cameron Maben, Carlos Quentin, Jordan Parabeck, and a 41st round pick, and the Kimball and Melvin Upton deal. Well, leadoff walk to Solarte, and here's the Braves defense. Brought to you by Renovation Realty. Maven patrols center. He knows the environs. Bourne and Markakis at the corners. Simmons and Peterson, the double play combo, and Simmons has turned more double plays than any shortstop in baseball. Garcia and Turdoslavich at third and first, and Brzezinski behind the plate. Well, they got a mouthful, this lineup for Atlanta. Trying to sacrifice and possibly beat out a base hit is Spangenberg. Talked about Whistler's start, and then the last 5, you can see there's a dramatic difference. 6.43 ERA in the last 5, and opponents hitting a lusty 336.
Yeah, the walks are up, hits to innings pitch are up. More hits than innings pitch each of the last 5 rather.
Walk the leadoff man can often spell trouble, and the Padres hope they can take advantage of Whistler, who has had his biggest difficulty getting out of the first inning unscathed. In 10 starts, he's given up 7 runs in the first inning and a couple of home runs. 1-1. Matt Kemp to follow.
Not overpowering by any means. So should have some pretty comfortable at-bats against Matt Whistler. And get multiple base runners on for that guy.
Off the head of the bat, foul.
Sound like that bat shattered. And Corey will get a new shillelagh.
So the news down in the clubhouse, and it had to be emotional when the announcement was made that Will Venable, a new father, longtime Padre since he signed out of Princeton University, has been traded today. A.J. Preller, general manager, making a deal with the Texas Rangers for a couple of minor league players. And the word is Travis Jankowski will be called up, a center fielder, left-handed batter from El Paso. Swing and a miss, and down goes Spangenberg.
A little extra on the humpy hump on the fastball at 95 from Matt Whistler. It's a two-seamer. You see the action. It's elevated. A little bit of run to it, and Corey swings right under it.
Well, Matt Kemp couldn't be swinging a hotter bat. Another home run last night to the opposite field. His 14th of the season.
That was a beautiful swing. Nice and easy.
Padre leader now in RBIs, 1 away from 70. On the inside corner at 93. Justin Upton, the former Brave, will hit next. Consistently mark around 93 miles an hour.
Yep, and not a lot of movement, not a real, like a power sinker. It's got a little bit of run to it. Trying to jam Kemp the first 2 pitches.
With 10 consecutive games in which he has collected a base hit, he's just one behind Crawford and Echeverria. Giants and Marlins. Brandon Belt on a modest streak as well. .94 on that one.
He'll throw a 2-seamer and a 4-seamer. The 4-seamer, that looked like one as Colin Ray looks on.
Picking up his second win in 2 starts, the rookie, last night. Ground ball toward the hole, snared by Garcia, and he gets the force at second base. Kemp safe on the fielder's choice. Solarte a race 5-4, and here's Upton.
Well, Garcia, I'm surprised that he looked at first. See him look at first, but then he saw Solarte. Let's check it out. Solarte is not the fleetest of foot, but I think he reacted as if he wanted to go to first initially, and then he said, hey, Solarte is not even close to second base, so they get the lead runner.
20 home runs for Justin Upton. Kemp is a threat to go. 9 steals so far on the year. Couple of base hits last night and a walk. 2 for 3. Upton. And he checks off that fastball. 2-0. Has he thrown a breaking ball yet?
I haven't seen. I've seen a little bit of a run on his fastball, but I haven't seen a true curveball. I haven't seen a slider. Oh, here's a 3 from A.J. Pierzynski. Let's see if this is a slider. There it is.
And gets the strike. Well, he was the Padres' top pitching prospect, so Atlanta making the deal that sent Craig Kimbrell here right at the start of the season. They wanted him, Whistler. Three balls and a strike.
Yeah, because pitching is going to be the issue. It has been the issue for the Atlanta Braves. As Yonder Alonso waits on deck. Defensively up the middle, they're pretty good. You've got the leader, Pierzynski. You've got the middle infielders, Peterson, Simmons, Maben. The defense is not a problem. It's the pitching, the starters, and the bullpen.
Foul tip. Put a little extra. 95. Our closed captioning for tonight's game brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Full count. Kemp will be off with this delivery from Matt Whistler. And ball 4 went to the slider, a pitch that he learned from the Padres bullpen coach Willie Blair. Credits Willie in the minor league camp and spring training with helping him on that slider.
Yeah, Willie, an extension of Darren Balsley, and he and Matt Whistler developed a relationship, and that's always good to have when you can have somebody in that bullpen or in spring training when you have a lot of bodies. And the main pitching coach is busy doing a bunch of stuff, so having a guy like Willie Blair is a bonus.
And we'll hear from Willie as part of our salute to the bullpen tonight. Yonder Alonso homered last night, his 5th of the year. Fouls that one away. And Yonder, this is a big insurance run for the Padres. Hit it 5-2. Home run in the 8th inning. A ball and a strike, 2 on, 2 outs, a couple of walks for the Padres against Whistler here in the 1st. Ground ball glove at first base by Turdoslavich, and that's it for the Padres. No score after 1 at Petco. The top-tier player profile brought to you by Arco, and it features the former closer for the Padres, Heath Bell, who is with us here in our Fox Sports San Diego booth. Ooh, pretty mean Uncle Charlie there. Heath with 134 saves as a Padre. And on this night, when we tip our caps to the men in relief, he's going to give us his insights into the game. There is the report card on Keith and his 5 seasons with the Padres. Of those numbers, Heath Bell, what pleases you most as you look at your career?
That my hat was curved. Really, because I started a travel ball team for my son, and they all wanted the flat bill, and I'm not a big flat bill guy, but I got to do what everybody else does. So I really like the way I could bolt my hat like that.
It looks like you're conforming to your kids because that's kind of too straight for you.
It's the flat bill. It doesn't really bend.
No give, huh?
Well, you can either get flat bills or you can do the curve bill, and I'm doing it for the boys.
One thing you never did on the mound was give in. I mean, you
went
right after hitters, man.
Yeah, it's fun teaching the kids this, going it right after and never giving up. Like our big motto.
That ball hit high and deep to left field, Upton back, and now
he lost it.
Oh, he lost it, and it's a double for Garcia. Wow. Off the bat, looked like it was trouble, and for the left fielder, indeed it was. Actually, had he not moved, the ball would have come down right at the position that he was set on the pitch, but he went back and thought that was deeper, and it falls harmlessly for a double for Adonis Garcia.
Well, Heath, I know you didn't play the outfield, but still, it's that time of night, even from the bullpen, you could tell a high fly ball like that, who knows what it is, totally fools out of the sight of Justin Upton.
Yeah, sometimes in the bullpen, balls like hit that way, you're kind of yelling back, and sometimes you're like, I got no idea. You know, you're trying to help your outfielders out sometimes, and sometimes you couldn't see with, you know, it's just that high sky blends into the ball sometimes. It's very unfortunate.
Did you see the catch he made last night, Heath?
It was a nice catch.
And he took on that wall like a linebacker, didn't he?
Yeah, he was ready to take on the wall again. He thought it was back there. It was a little bit in front of him, though.
Jace Peterson, second baseman, has done a good job for the Braves this year. Here is that play last night. I mean, he defies the wall. He's going to be, like a right cross. And hangs onto the ball. Standing ove in the Padre dugout.
It's something you would appreciate, Heath Bell, when you're on
definitely.
the mound.
I think any reliever would appreciate that, or any pitcher. Exactly.
You know, that's where closers, and Trevor will say it, you will say it, it's bridging the gap to get to the ball to you. Because sometimes the save comes in the 7th and 8th, enabling you to get that save in the 9th.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think Trevor said it the best, but I totally believe it when he said the real closers are pretty much in the 7th and 8th inning, because sometimes or more times than none, you're facing their heart of the lineup then. And they feel like if we can get one run in the 7th or 8th inning, we can come back in the 9th. Where the 9th inning, it's like, we got to do it now, or otherwise it's over. I got to hit that big hit or this and that. Where 7th inning or 8th inning, it's like, hey, all I need is to get on base and we can create some havoc, this and that. 9th inning, you know, backs up against the wall. So sometimes later in the inning before the 9th is tougher than the 9th inning.
We were talking about Ben Norris last night, and the fact that as a relief pitcher coming in one inning, he seems to have more juice on the fastball. Did you find as a reliever that knowing you only had to pitch one inning most of the time that you had picked up velocity?
Well, the last time I actually started was high school. So
okay, well,
I'm one of those rare guys that even people, you would say in the minor leagues, how many starts did you have? And I did have 2, but they were because it was like a rain out and it was a bullpen day. And they literally coin flipped. And I was the first one to pitch the first inning. And I literally pitched the first inning, and I was done.
So, Heath, when you were with the Mets and you made your way up towards the big leagues, were you somewhat groomed? Were they looking at you for a closer spot? Because I remember seeing the first time at Shea Stadium you pitched, hard thrower. I mean, coming right at you.
I definitely thought I was, because I had 120 some odd saves over the minor leagues, and I got up and they were like, yeah, can you be the long guy? Mm-hmm. And I was like, sure, I'll be in the big leagues. I'll do whatever you want. And then when I came to San Diego, they were like, hey, we feel like you're a 1 inning, 2 inning guy, and you could close if Trevor's down or if Linebrink has a day off. You know, we're going to need you. And I was like, wow, you're going to let me close games? And I think that's why I really blossomed here over than New York.
This is Joey Turdoslavich, and if that name is familiar, you've barely been following Padres baseball all season. Back in Atlanta, he beat the Padres with an 8th inning home run coming off the bench in a 6-5 Atlanta win. His only home run, and then he was sent down to Gwinnett, the AAA club, the next day.
That was a nice pitch in there, right there.
He's heavy on the changeup, James Shields. What do you think about James Shields?
Solid, great pitcher. I really believe that he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. If he's here for the next 4 or 5 years, we have him for. I think it's just everybody can just feed off him, kind of watch him a little bit. We get a couple more guys very similar like him, Ian Kennedy, and some of the other guys can kind of just learn what he's done over the years with Tampa and then in Kansas City. They come together, the starting rotation, and come to a tight-knit family, kind of like what bullpen is. Then they're definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. I think, we just need some aches and pains this year. We were all high hopes this year. Keep the team somewhat intact. Everybody finds out exactly what we can do this year. Starting pitcher is going to be a huge key for us, and I think, we're just going to ride Shields all the way through, and I think next year will be the year that the Padres will definitely do something where I think Shields will be right in the front of that, and everybody will be like, whoa, that was a huge pickup a year and a half ago.
There's young Colin Ray, who's been impressive his first starts, the rookie right-hander. And the Padres, along that line of thinking, Heath Bell, they've missed Will Myers. Myers gave them a lot of energy at the top of the lineup, and with him out for a couple of months now, they feel the pain.
Yeah, Will's a great guy. I talked to him a couple weeks ago when I saw him, and he's just, he was itching to come back and just being like, man, I really want to do it. And he unfortunately just had some injuries, and but I think like I said, just with some bumps in the road, sometimes injuries kind of plague the season or whatnot, and we can just keep everybody healthy next year. I think we'll be a force to be reckoned with, and I don't think anybody will really see us coming next year. They'll be like, oh yeah, they'll probably do a little here. That's going to end up like last year, and before you know it, we'll be in the playoffs and doing real well, and hopefully we can after the All-Star game next year, we can bring a championship to San Diego. It'd be pretty nice.
I like your thinking.
Yeah, we'll beat those darn Yankees next year.
You saw Myers there with Austin Hedges, who is celebrating a birthday tonight. Swing and a miss, and another strikeout for Shields, his third. And with 2 away, that'll bring up Andrelton Simmons with first base open.
Well, Heath Bell had the power fastball and the power curveball. This is a changeup that James Shields locates, and it's so key to locate it down and away. Looks like a fastball, and he gets the swing and miss.
Yeah, we've been actually working with that with my team, with the Warriors, and the first 2 tournaments we're throwing fastballs and changeups, nothing else. Even if some of our kids have a slider and a curveball, but I said the best pitch in baseball is a good changeup. I mean, look at Trevor Hoffman. The boys are probably seeing it right now with Shields. They're over here watching the game, and if you can go out there and spot your fastball and throw a changeup anywhere near the zone and spot your fastball, you're going to get everybody out. So it's good to see. It's good to see my boys watching Shields with a great changeup. Now at practice in 2 days, I can say, hey, remember Shields' game? Look at that changeup. Little doubler to first.
Well, the fly ball double doesn't hurt the Padres. Nice pitching, Shields.
Ram trucks. Well, the Padres since 1994 have been known their crop of closers. It was Trevor Hoffman's changeup that screwed him right into the ground. It was Heath Bell's power curveball that left him locked at home plate. It was Houston Street's pinpoint slider on the outside corner that sent him back. And then now, Craig Kimbrell touching at 98, 99, sometimes 100 with the fastball to put him away.
What did you top out at, about 96?
I had a couple days. I think I hit 100 a couple times, but literally it was like in a blue moon. The stars were aligned. But I hit it a few times, but I think on average my top out was probably 96, 97.
Now, Heath, you're a guy who like, isn't it though? You're a guy who liked to have some fun, but it was all business when it came your time. The phone rang. You see a lot of bullpens now bringing out the backpack. They have a certain theme, whether Star Wars, Hello Kitty. Were you the brains behind the idea for the Padres backpack?
A little bit. That group with Gregerson, Thatcher, myself, then I think, well, let's put it this way. I definitely made it go a little bit farther than Yoda, but it was one of those things that, there he is. But it was one of those things that we kind of like, we were Star Wars fans and we happened to see it somewhere. I forget where it was. And we got it, and then we brought it out, and then we actually brought it out when we went to Tampa and then Miami, and then all of a sudden we hung it up once, and Yoda was like this.
I remember that.
And somebody goes, yeah, even Jedis can't deal with this bullpen. And then this was just the bullpen, and we just ran with it. And nobody probably knew that phrase, and we were just talking, and we were just like, dude, Jedis can't beat us. And we just kind of ran with it, and then as we brought more guys up, we found more Star Wars stuff. And then I was talking to Erickson that year because his wife was one of the voices of the Rebel Star Wars. And she was like, oh, yeah, there's a bunch of backpacks. I was like, well, I'm going to buy them. Show me where. So it all started. And now my kids are huge into Star Wars, and we can't wait until December comes when the new one comes out.
So you basically had the rookie pitcher in the bullpen carry the backpack out with little goodies in there. What would they be in there?
Well, the funny part is we had the backpacks, but nothing were in the backpacks. We actually carried a bag too because there was no room in the backpacks. But we would have, everybody had their little, like some people like chocolate, some people liked bubble gum, some other things, Red Hops, just whatever somebody wanted. And then we always said, make the bag yours. If you're from a different country, bring a couple candies from that country too. Have some theme. And I remember, I forget who it was, actually Ziploc bagged every little piece of gum, piece of candy, and everything. And he goes, "I'm really neat." And so we're like, "All right." And he labeled everything really nice. And it was like, how long did it take you to do this? And like literally every seed. We didn't have a pack of seeds. We had individual seeds.
Every sunflower seed?
Oh, every sunflower seed. And it was like seed 1, seed 2. It was hilarious. But, you just have fun with it. And I think the good part is if you have a good bullpen and you can have fun with all that stuff and it's not like a chore, it just brings everybody together.
Norris with a pop out to Peterson at second for the first out here in the Padres' second inning. They're looking for their first base hit. Here's center fielder Melvin Upton Jr. Wouldn't do it any differently. You'd come back on a second life, you'd still want to be in the bullpen.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I don't think I could pitch and then if I have a bad day, wait 4 days until another game. I don't think I could do that. Every day I came to the yard knowing there's a chance for me to play. Yeah, and I'd go 10 days without playing. And then sometimes I go 8 days without a day off day. But, it looked like in the bullpen right there, they don't like each other. Sitting too far apart.
How did you learn how to turn the page after a bad outing? Because that's crucial for a closer.
For me, I remember what Tony Gwynn used to say. He goes, "This is just a game. I have fun with it. Every day I come to the game, it's a brand new game. It gets to start all over again." And I kind of took that as pitching. Every day was brand new. I would come to the day, do my workout, get my stretching in, and then during batting practice, I'd pretend like I was Jim Edmonds or Finley or somebody out there, and I would shag around and I'd be like, all right, we're going to win this game. And I never thought about what I had done in the past or what I did yesterday or anything like that. So now, since I'm retired, people come to me and said, hey, you were so nice, you signed a ball or this and that. And I'm like, thank you, but I didn't realize I was that nice to people. Just because I never thought of myself. I never wanted to look back and say, yeah, look what I've done. And I just was just living day by day and just trying to do the best I can that day, help the team win that day. And I never thought about what I did in the past. Because, you'd ask me, hey, how many saves you have? And I literally have to think about it because I didn't get a save that day yet. So, it was always about the team. It was always about winning that day. Do whatever it takes. Today's Tuesday. Whatever it takes Tuesday to win a game. Worry about Wednesday when Wednesday comes. And Monday, it's over. Can't do anything about it.
2-1 now to Amarista. Melvin Upton striking out for the second out here in the bottom of the second. No score. Heath Bell, kind enough to spend some time with us. One of the star closers, part of the legacy of the Padre bullpen. That goes all the way back to a couple of Hall of Famers, Goose Gossage and Raleigh Fingers. And, of course, Trevor Hoffman and Heath.
I actually found out I'm partially a Hall of Famer because my teenage daughter came here with her friends. She saw me on the wall as number 2, and I always said I wanted to be number 2 behind Trevor. And she's like, Dad, you were good. She's 17. And I was like, where were you? Like, you were old enough to know. But anyway, so I think at home, at least my oldest daughter is starting to like me.
Padres have their first base hit. Amarista delivers. And that'll bring up James Shields, who was very proud of his hitting, Heath Bell. How many bats did you even have in your career? Just a handful?
I had 5 at-bats, 6 total because I had to sacrifice bunt. And I got 2 guys over, and then Harrison got a base hit. So one of those RBIs is mine.
Yeah, half an RBI.
Exactly.
Nice.
And then I only have 1 strikeout, and that's because I was with the Mets, and they told me, I'm 0 for 6 with 7 at-bats. But Willie Randolph, my manager, says, in spring training you had 2 base hits off of curveballs. This guy's going to throw you a curveball. I did not get a curveball. I got 3 straight fastballs, and I was waiting for a curveball, and I just looked at 3, and I was like really upset. But I did get to face Trevor Hoffman. I was a New York Met, and I hit the ball to, I think, Phil Nevin at third base, and he got the ball by the time I had 1 step out of the batter's box. So I really got thrown out really long distance. But I ran hard to first, and then Jimmy, the only closest I ever got to hit or get a single 2 times. My first at bat ever off Glavin Floyd in Philly, his debut. Sorry what happened.
Looks like a balk.
And they charged young Whistler with a balk. That was a controversy up in Colorado, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's see what he does here. He's on the rubber. He didn't come to a stop. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still sliding his hands down when he delivered the ball. So Amarista in scoring position. Shields with a chance to help himself. 2-1 the count.
Well, see, they take batting practice starters. They never let relievers do. But anyway, in the Mets, I hit the ball up the middle. Jimmy Rollins dove and made a web jam and got me out by a step.
By the way, 0 for 6 with 2 punchies in your career. We looked it up.
Hey.
Yeah, there you go.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you don't forget a thing, do you?
And then, what do you call it? We were in Colorado, and I was told not to swing by Bud Black. And I had a meeting afterwards because it was my last at bat ever. Seth Smith was in right field. It was since like September because we actually hit around. They some having a great or Adams, and I came in the 8th inning for the last out. We batted around. I got up with 2 outs, bases loaded, hit a ball to the warning track. He caught it. He ran back and caught it. It wasn't like hugely hit, but it was hit sharply. And I saw Seth afterwards the game, and he goes, "Hey man, I'm sorry." And I said, "What, for catching the ball?" He goes, "No, I seriously, I thought it was somebody you guys got called up. If I'd known it was you, I would have came in about 10 feet, and you probably would have hit a double. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention." And I was like, "Why?" So that was the closest I ever got to 2 hits. But I did get to face Trevor, so that was kind of one of my highlights.
3-2 now to Shields. And a foul off the mask of Brzezinski.
So what did Bud Black say to you when you were ordered not to swing?
Well, the thing is, I looked at him back in the dugout, and I was like, I can hit this guy. And he's like, just looking at me. And everybody else in the dugout's like, swing, let's go, hit. So I swung, and he just put his head down. Well, after the game, he brought me and Eckstein in there and was like, the reason we didn't bring you in, we didn't want you to swing is because you're going to get hurt, this and that. And I think it was 2010.
Oh, another walk, the third given up by Whistler as He loses the pitcher, and the leadoff man Solarde comes up. He didn't know the count.
I think that's worse than giving up a hit to a pitcher, walking him.
Yeah, there's some confusion. Whistler thought the count was 2 and 2, but it was a full count. Now the umpires, apparently they're not certain.
I don't remember what year it was, but do you know the Padres won on a guy that Will Venable walked on 3 balls in Seattle?
I remember that.
And then we won 1-0.
I do remember that. Absolutely.
I think we had 1 or 2 hits too. He stole second. It was like sack fly.
Now they may have missed a pitch earlier in the count, but it certainly was 3-2 on the board on that last delivery.
I'm all about getting the calls right, but I like the human error once in a while. You know, if you mess up, you mess up.
Would you be in favor of robotic plate umpires?
No. What I love about baseball is anybody can play the game. You could be overweight, you could be skinny, you could be tall, you could be really short, and you could find a position and play this game. You know, you could be the strongest guy, you could be kind of weak and just have a wiry arm or something, be really fast. It's a game that's unique. Anybody can play baseball, and I think that's what makes it fun. And then if you're just doing that, then we're going to turn into a bunch of robots, and before you know it, we're going to have a robot player. So I don't know. I like umpires. They're doing the best they can. I mean, everybody they never get praised for anything they do. You know, if they call a great game, nobody talks about it. They talk about the pitcher.
Well, apparently there was an error in the count, and Whistler was correct. The balk is a no pitch, so that wasn't called a ball. And Shields is back at home plate, and the count will be 3-2 now.
Let me ask you this: if we had a runner on first, and he thought it was a ball 4, but it was really ball 3, and he starts jogging, and everybody kind of puts up their hand, but the catcher throws it down to first base and gets him out. What calls that? Because everybody stopped and was like, what? But then, you know, the catcher was smart enough to throw it down, tag him. You know, is that a timeout? Because nobody said time.
Yeah.
You know.
Boy, this has taken much longer than it should. I guess they're replaying the entire at bat back in New York. But according to our production truck, that balk is not registered as a ball, and therefore it's 3-2.
Let's just repay another ball and make it 4. There we go. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Boy, they didn't take this much time in some World War II peace treaty discussions.
Hey, where are we going to have dinner tonight? I don't know. Where do you want to go? Barbecue place? No, let's go to sushi. All right, let's get back to this game. All
Crew
right,
chief is Jeff Nelson, and 3-2 is the count.
All right, Shields going to get another chance to get a base hit right now. RBI time.
Wouldn't that be poetic justice for Shields, huh?
That would be awesome right now. Because you know he's just going to try to throw a strike here.
And he doesn't hold anything back when he swings.
No.
So Amarista at second, 2 outs here in the second inning. No score. 3-2 coming up to Shields. Good cut.
Yeah, I think relievers should hit once in a while. It should just be a rule. Try not to hit a home run. Don't pull a rib. But once a week, go on the field and have like 1 round or 2 rounds of BP.
I'm surprised you guys don't get like maybe once a homestand is go out there early and take some hacks.
I think they're just worried that we're going to pull a oblique or something. Because
that makes sense.
I've seen young kids like.
A drive to center field. Maben, though, is there and makes the play. Well, good contact, but the Padres gone. Still no score.
sit there in the first inning and lock it in, or you're going to drive yourself crazy sitting down there in a bullpen because there's nothing you can do. So we try to keep it light, and it may be a couple innings that we kind of have a little fun, or tell stories, or tell jokes, or talk about stuff that we probably can't talk about on TV.
There you go, and you just don't want to use up all your energy when you know you're not going to be called upon unless it's a long reliever. We go to the top of the third. Whistler and Bourne, the leadoff man, and Maben against James Shields, who has 3 strikeouts. He's given up a couple of hits. Whistler 1 for 16 as a hitter. Who was the most interesting character? I mean, I'm talking about with a capital C character as a ground ball that Solarte charges nicely. One away.
For me in the bullpen?
Yeah, when your times in the bullpen, was there one guy that just was so entertaining?
Doug Brocal. Doug Brocal, he was our old veteran in San Diego for 2 years, and became a pitching coach for Houston, but I think he's with Houston right now or whatever. But he pitched like 2 days in a row, and he'd just be like looking like he wants to kill something, and you'd be like, what's going on? I just put hot stuff on my nipples. Why? Because my arm hurts, and now my arm doesn't hurt because my nipples hurt. So he would do all weird stuff like that. And, he'd do some other stuff that we're not going to talk about, but that's kind of a PG.
Well, Sean Kelly's out there in the bullpen. We have him wired up with a headset, and we'll give Sean, one of the current members of the Padre Pen, a chance to explain his haircut.
Explain my haircut. I had a rough April, and I tried to do something stupid to change it. So I've just kept it.
What do you guys got going out there, Sean?
I don't know.
Time of the game?
There's a lot of people messing with me, and people are looking at me like, "What's a guy doing with headphones on in the bullpen right now?"
Say, listen to some tunes. I got some tunes.
We're just watching the game and dodging gum.
Any interesting topics of discussion down there early in this game?
None that I can speak of on cable TV.
You know what I think you guys should do? You should, next time you need a haircut, just do it during the first or second inning.
I agree. We got a good chess game going, and nice. Some bridge and some Texas Hold'em.
You've heard the game Poison, right? You know what Poison is, right?
Poison?
Sean? Yeah, you got 2 stakes, and you hit a ball, and you hit the first stake, and then you go back, hit the second stake, and you become poisoned, and you can start eliminating other guys. Do you have any games like that down there in the bullpen?
Is that like croquet?
Kind of like, yeah, exactly.
No, we don't have anything like that.
I'm dating myself.
Sorry, this is a boring game.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. I knew the band Poison.
Yeah.
I didn't know that game. But it would be, if you can't see the bullpen, you probably have more games going on.
Yeah, we pick Willie Blair's brain. He's kind of just the coolest guy we know, so we talk to him, and he tells us stories about playing in the 60s and 70s and stuff like that.
Are you old enough to remember Heath Bell, Sean?
Yeah, yeah. He was in the league when I was in the league. Yeah, I never played with him, but I do remember.
I'm not that old. I'm still in my 30s.
Come on, Dick.
Oh man, I know. I mean, I started having kids when I was 21, so it feels like I'm old. I have a daughter that's a senior. So some of the players out there that are young, I'd be like, stay away from my daughter.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like that.
Yeah, but
Bourne a strikeout victim, and Shields now with 4 on the evening. Trails only Kershaw, Scherzer, and Bumgarner for the strikeout lead. National League. Cameron Maben, a sharp single his first time up.
Sean, you talked about keeping things loose in that bullpen. Why is that so important for you guys out there?
Well, like I said, I mean, you can't just dial it in from inning 1, especially if you're not going to pitch for a couple of hours. So, it's not necessarily joking around or goofing around, but it's watching the game, kind of paying attention to what Shields is doing to certain guys and how guys are responding to his pitches, but at the same time just kind of relaxing and waiting for our situation to come.
And Sean, Willie Blair charts all that information, correct?
He does.
It's like watching a football game with your boys or something. You're just talking about what happened at work or this and that, but you're paying attention to the game.
Right, exactly. And then, usually the 4th or 5th inning, guys, you'll see guys moving around, stretching, and kind of going through routines that they have and starting to prepare for a situation they might come into.
So in the candy bag out there, do you guys have any fun stuff out there?
Yeah,
we got
all the candy. I heard you talking about it earlier. We have had rookies kind of in and out, but haven't had a consistent one. So we actually got a big Nike bag that has compartments in it, and we actually have a lot of use out of our backpack. We have all the candies, all the chocolates, everything we need.
So who eats all the candy down there? Because I know in my day everybody said I did, but actually Mike Adams crushed chocolate.
Yeah, it used to be Dale Thayer. Probably Willie. Willie eats all the candy. He drinks all our Red Bull and eats all our candy.
Okay, come clean. Have you ever ordered off campus in a ballpark with a vendor having hot dogs, pizza, etc., brought to the bullpen?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I'll tell you how it happened, though. It was in Seattle, and they always did rally fries every fifth inning to a fan with the best sign, the most creative sign that they brought to the stadium. You know how kids and people bring signs?
Sure.
So we made a sign in the bullpen and said, "We are people, too. We would like the rally fries."
Awesome.
And we got the rally fries from Mike Blowers and Dave Niehaus at the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But other than that, no. Maybe during a rain delay.
You have a television out there?
We do. Yeah, we have a television.
Do you guys still have the
old
old couch?
We can hear you guys talking. We can.
Did you guys ever upgrade the couch down there?
No, it's still the same old couch, I think. There's a few chairs, a few couches.
Now, for people who don't know, Sean, to your right where you are
Full
sitting,
massage bar.
There's like
Spa.
a little. There's a little dungeon down there, right?
Where there's a little room where we can focus.
Because everybody always sees everybody sitting on the benches out there, but there's a little room.
There's a little room. We have a TV. The visitors have a TV. We have a TV down in our little room. We can see the pitches a little bit better than from 450 feet away.
There's a massage therapist down there, too.
The massage therapist.
Helps out during the stretching, the fourth and fifth.
Fully stocked candy bar.
No, the door is down that way. Oh, I choose the wrong thing. Down that way. I'll get it right.
I can't see what you guys are talking about.
He's trying to draw on the screen. He pointed to the pitcher's mound. Shields.
He goes around 1-2 to Markakis. Maybe a threat with 2 outs to try to pilfer his 19th base.
How about a quick move over here to first base? Heath, how was your move?
No, strike him out.
I'm all about just striking him out. My move was good because here's the secret. I'm retired now. I never looked at you at first base. I just moved my head, and I would pick about every 30 pitches. So you think, oh, he's not going to pick, and then I did. So I think I picked a few off, not too many. And then here was the other thing that I love doing. If I was in the visiting stadium and I pick, and you know how everybody boos you, I would pick again. And then I'd pick again just to get them really loud, even if the catcher's like, just throw it home. Now I'm gonna throw it 5 times. So that was just my little game within the game.
1-2. Maben was running on that last delivery. Not this time.
So, Sean, did you ever play a game within the game, like you're just on the mound, your own little world?
I used to do that kind of stuff, yeah, like in college and in high school. I'm too nervous during a big league game. Like, I feel like everybody's watching me, and it's so important that I don't want to have fun.
It looks like you're having fun talking
to
us.
No, I am. No, I just, I mean, it's funny you said that because I actually like to do that. I didn't want to sound unoriginal, but I like to pick, and then, usually it's the dugout that calls it in, and I get the pick from the catcher, and then when there's a loud crowd booing, I like to throw over there again and get more boos. So, yeah. I'm a copycat.
What is the best bullpen now in the National League, Sean, in terms of comfort for the relievers?
Best bullpen in the league. Anybody that has a little room, I would say, where there's climate control, so that when it's cold you have heat, and when it's hot you have AC. Detroit has one, New York has one, the Yankees and the Mets. So I would say anybody that's got a TV and climate control.
You guys are spoiled.
Sound like spoiled babies, huh?
Let me ask you this: you brought up the Mets and the Yankees, the little rooms. You can't hear the crowds in there. Do you like that?
I don't, because it's funny. You don't think about it, but when you're sitting there for 5 or 6 innings, and then all of a sudden you step out and the crowd's rocking, it's like overly loud and almost distracting. So I try to go out and move around for a couple innings before maybe I would pitch to kind of get my ears adjusted, almost like taking sunglasses off in a day game to kind of let your eyes adjust.
Well, you got your wish, Sean Kelly. He strikes Markakis out.
I was the same way. I hated it quiet.
5 punch-outs for Shields. No score, middle of the third.
Let's go, Pods.
That have been there before. Understand that first and foremost it's about team. It's about winning ball games. It's about putting your personal stats and agendas aside, and understand that at times you might be asked to do things that you wouldn't normally have been asked before, or out of the realm of what you think your role is. And so I think that community that's created by that is one that epitomizes a San Diego bullpen. It's important to the success of San Diego baseball.
A team within a team, the bullpen. As Trevor Hoffman gives his insights, some of the times you are asked to do things you're not accustomed to doing. What was he talking about?
Well, sometimes, like if you're the closer, you got to come in the 8th inning, or if you're the long inning guy and your 7th, 8th inning guy is or struggling or pitching a lot, hey, we're going to need you to step up and do this. Or you might be a 1 inning guy and it goes extra innings. Hey, can you go 3? Can you keep doing stuff like that? Stuff like that, pitching 3 days in a row or going 7 days without pitching.
Or how about that guy who has to go out there and take one for the team for 4 innings, and he's getting his lunch handed to him, and next thing you know, 8 earned runs in 3 in the third. That's taking one, and that's being.
And he knows he's doing that to give the bullpen a rest. Right. In this game, we're losing by 8 runs. You just got to pitch 3 more innings, even if you give up 10 more, because you're giving us rest, and we're all going to pick you up later. It doesn't look good on the stats, but everybody appreciates that. Like he was saying, a team within a team. If you have a bullpen that's tight and close, the ball's hit
center
good.
field, all the way to the wall, and Spangenberg can run.
Go triple,
Is this a triple? Here he comes. Here's the relay.
There you go.
A 3-bagger for Corey Spangenberg.
That'll get us rolling right there. It's just like the starters going and playing golf. The outfielders joking around, the infielders joking around, bullpen jokes around. We're all hanging out with the guys. That was a good piece of hitting right there.
Got the 2-seamer up. Corey Spangenberg, that's something he brings to the ballpark each and every day, is that speed. And you ask about the knee, well, I think the knee is okay.
His 3rd triple of the season. And the Padres have a man at third with 1 out here in the 3rd inning, trying to break this scoreless tie. With Kemp and Upton a chance to drive him home. The Atlanta infield will move in halfway, not right on the grass. Kemp looking for his 70th run batted in this year. Grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up.
And remember, the first time up, the first couple pitches to Matt were in. Matt Whistler trying to jam Matt Kemp.
He's trying to get him to hit the ball on the ground.
A little two-seamer on the left side, or he can inside out it. Little looper over the right side wouldn't be bad at all.
High in the air, long run. Peterson, the second baseman.
Ooh.
Great effort.
And did you see Corey Spangenberg at third base immediately tagging? If he catches that ball, falls in the stands, guess what? That's a run for San Diego.
Peterson, the former football safety at McNeese State. He's used to contact. The old college try.
Yeah, but that wall didn't give. Football, at least the other guy's going to give a little bit. Great heads-up play.
Yep.
So 2 strikes the count on Kemp.
He's coming in again.
Oh, almost nicked him.
Come on, Matty.
You had to face Kemp a time or two in your career?
Yeah, he wasn't easy to get out. He definitely wasn't. He was somebody I did very well against, but he crushed everybody else on our team. You just sometimes have those guys. And then some guys like Todd Helton. I could throw the ball 20 feet away from him, and somehow he'd still hit it. I think he hit 400 off me, or 4 something. I know I did strike him out my last at bat, and I pumped my fist, and after the game he asked me, what was the sir? I haven't got you out in like 10 at bats, man. I was excited.
Count levels now at 2-2. Spangenberg 90 feet away.
Everything's been in. Now it looks like he's going away here. Ooh. It's a hanger.
Tonight's game, fans, presented in HD by Sony.
Well, he pulled the string on him there. It was a breaking ball right down the middle, and Matt just kind of pulled it off a little bit. That was a hanging slider.
Right side of the Atlanta infield in tighter now, just off the grass. Fly ball to center field. Maben circling under it. Spangenberg tags. Here he comes. Here comes the throw. Padres lead 1-0.
Good at bat right there. Good piece of hit.
Number 70 in the RBI column for the Padre leader, Matt Kemp.
After Whistler trying to pound him inside, he hangs a slider. This is a two-seamer, and Matt gets to it. It's elevated. That's exactly what Matt Kemp is thinking. And with the speed of Spangenberg, no chance.
And as we have chronicled throughout the course of this season, Padres score first. That's usually a very good sign. They're 39-18 when they get the first run on the board. Upton walked his first at bat. Whistler now with 57 pitches. We are undoubtedly going to see the Atlanta bullpen in action tonight.
That's a big key for any ball club with the Atlanta Brave bullpen. Second worst ERA in the National League.
Oh, he just missed that one. A high pop-up piercing the night. Maben with a catch. And hearty thank you to Heath Bell. Great to see you. Good luck with your team.
Oh, thanks for having me.
The Mighty Warriors, huh?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks.
Thanks, Heath. And the sac fly from Matt Kemp. 1-0 as we move to the 4th inning. Bullpen night this Tuesday, August the 18th. And we have Justin Hatcher, who for 8 years has been the bullpen catcher for the Padres. We're going to mic him up and get his flavor of what that Padre pen is all about in 2015. Hatch, product of Texas Christian University. Minor league career. He settled in as one of the top coaches here with the Padres. Brzezinski, Garcia, and Peterson against Shields here in the 4th. Shields with 5 strikeouts and 1 walk, a couple of base hits. One of those misjudged fly ball in left field.
Well, Justin Hatcher, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, man, thanks for having me.
And you know what, people? I got to tell you, this guy you're looking at right now just doesn't show up about 6 o'clock. He's here at like noon, going over scouting reports, helping the coaching staff. Hatch, tell everybody what is it like a day in the life of Justin Hatcher?
To get here early, try to get what I like to get done, get a workout in, then get here in time to do a little scouting reports with the coaches, go over that stuff, and then usually about 3 o'clock, 2:45, 3 o'clock, we do relievers come out and play catch, and then we have our aerobic game we play for our cardio. And then from there, it's, into batting practice, bullpens, a little video with the catchers if they need that, but, just whatever the guys need for the most part.
Well, before the game, you were working with catcher Derek Norris. What is this drill you're doing here, Justin? You're tossing the ball. You're out in front of home plate, and Derek's in his crouch.
Yeah, he's just working on coming out of his crouch and his stance, throwing to second base, and then there he's just doing a little blocking drills, just to get the body moving and get ready for the game.
Now, do you do that every day or just occasionally?
No, he does it every day.
Wow.
Dino's he's good with his routine. I think that's what's made him successful this year in throwing out runners.
Now you have to take pride in those 32 caught stealing.
I'm excited for him. I wish I could say I had something to do with it, but he's really, he's been dedicated and sticking with his routine and doing the things he needs to do to stay sharp.
Now, Justin, you're also all of spring training, so the year is long. You're just like a regular. You're there from day one at spring training till the end of the season. So,
yeah,
every single day you're going through your routine.
Yeah, every day it's. To say it's easy is an understatement. It's definitely a grind, but it's fun. I enjoy it. I spend more time with these guys than I do my own family and enjoy every minute of it.
Well, Darryl Ackerfelds used to be out there in that bullpen as the bullpen coach. Passed away a couple of years ago. I know he was a close friend of yours.
Yeah, we called him Big Ack, and Big Ack taught me a lot, about the game and, just showing up every day with a positive attitude and looking to help whoever I could help out that day.
So Adonis Garcia, credited with a double on the fly ball lost by Upton the last time, drills a single through the right side and a walk and a single, and Atlanta threatens here, trailing 1-0. There's the plaque out in the bullpen, a tribute to Ackerfelds.
Yeah, he was a great mentor. Was here for, I want to say, 10 years or so. He was a great man.
Oh, he was everybody's friend. He was a great baseball man. He was even a better person. And Hatch, we see that a lot in you. And one of the things that you have to do, you get to catch guys like Andrew Kashner. You get to catch guys like Tyson Ross in between their starts, their bullpen sessions. What's that like?
It's awesome, man. And like I said, just help them get ready for their next start and be, extra eyes for balls and Willie, just to, because when you're catching them, you can see exactly what the ball's doing and give them a little feedback I can give them, man. Just whatever I can do to help them out.
Well, here's today with a camera.
Oh, that's great.
You can be a part of the Kashner bullpen session.
Right.
Who throws the heaviest ball of the Padre pitchers?
I'd say Tyson. Tyson's ball's pretty heavy. Or if you want to go relievers, probably Benoit or Kimbrel. Both pretty heavy balls.
Peterson now struck out the first time. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So, Justin, when a guy has a bullpen like Andrew Kashner, are you the guy that always catches the bullpen, or does sometimes maybe Austin Hedges or Derek Norris want to catch them?
No, Hedgie days he's not playing. He's been great. He comes out and gets his work in. he's playing usually one every 3 or 4 days, so he comes out and catches these guys because he's going to be the one that has to catch them when the game's on the line and know what their stuff does. He's been great.
He's 23, celebrating a birthday today and tonight. Hedges, anything special from you guys?
Not yet. Maybe after the game. We had sushi on the rocks last night, and we were here till midnight celebrating a little bit, so we'll see what tonight brings.
There's Austin, 23 years young. 1-2. And a fake back at second. No one out.
Hatch, would you like to coach or manage someday?
You know, of course.
Like in the dugout?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, just take it day by day, and we'll see where it leads me. You know, might have to go to the minor leagues or something like that at some point to get a little experience with that. But yeah, always. I mean, I guess managing would be awesome. I don't know if I could handle it at this point, but maybe 10 years down the road.
Better load up on some antacid pills if you're going to do that.
That's right. Too much stress for me right now.
There's a look from the side of the Padre bullpen.
You guys had
foul by Peterson.
You guys had Heater in the booth for a little while, I see.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sharing some stories, some insight of his days with the Padres.
Yeah.
You got any stories on him?
No, he had a good career here. It was, you know, when he was here, he was one of the best closers in the game. I've been fortunate, you know, to catch some pretty good closers here, from Trevor Hoffman to Heath Bell, Houston Street.
Line drive single, and runners will move up 90 and almost get. Garcia barely got to second before that throw from Kemp. That would have been a force play. The bases are loaded here with no one out for Atlanta.
Yeah, that's one of those as a runner. You know, you're kind of caught in no man's land. This ball is hit so hard, it's a hanging curveball, it looks like. So as a base runner, you got to hold your ground, because if Matt Kemp catches that, you got to get back. And Dick, as you mentioned, it hits the ground, force play, and I'm surprised he does not slide.
So Brzezinski moves to third, Garcia at second, Peterson at first. And Trdoslavich, the hitter, he struck out swinging the first time. Padres 1-0 lead in jeopardy here in the top of the fourth. Infield back, they'll give up a run for a double play chance. Nothing wrong with a strikeout. 3 Braves aboard.
So at this point in the game, Justin Hatcher, guys are locked in from the bullpen, correct?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, right now they're, you know, he's at 68 pitches, so he should be able to, you know, get a little longer. But, yeah, guys will start moving around, start stretching a little bit, getting their minds right, just in case phone rings.
Now, before the phone rings, Justin, give people an indication. Are you in the guy's ear? Hey, Sean, this might be you. Hey, this might be you. You know, just give him a little heads up. Hey, Despy, be heads up here.
No, that's Willie. Willie's doing that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just getting the gear on and getting ready to get him loose.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And he wouldn't nibble.
But, you know, guys down here kind of know their roles, so
right.
Everybody knows when they need to get loose.
You're right, Dick Enberg. They need a punch out right here from James Shields. Get that one out, then force it into base for a double play.
Did he go? No, says third base umpire Diaz.
I'll bet you a dime to donuts he went. Justin Hatcher, what do you think?
I got he went.
Oh, absolutely. If he hits it, it's a double.
Yep, he went for sure.
The bases loaded, 3-2. No room for error here as Shields needs to throw a strike. Protected swing. Trdoslavich, a product of the University of Miami. He's 26 years of age, and the home run against the Padres in Atlanta was his first major league homer. He was a 6th round pick of the Braves 5 years ago. Again, the 3-2. Got him.
Nice.
Changeup. Strikeout number 6 for James Shields.
Well, Justin Hatcher, when you're catching James Shields in the bullpen, what does the changeup look like coming to you?
It's it honestly is a screwball. It's almost, yeah, it's like a left-handed slider almost. It's a screwball. It is. It's dirty. When it's right, it's a screwball.
And Drolton Simmons grounded to first, his first at bat. Comes back. Strike one.
Good slider for a first pitch strike.
A walk and a couple of singles to load the bases for Atlanta. Now one away.
Well, here's your guy grounding into double play. He leads the Braves in that category with 15.
And Marista and Spanchenberg up the middle. Alonso at first, Solarte deep at third.
6-4-3 would be beautiful right here.
You calling it?
Yeah, I'm calling it.
Nice.
Two and one.
Hatch, is it fair to say when James Shields kind of, every pitcher does it, they kind of overthrow a little bit, kind of falls off to the side a little bit? Is that something that James does?
Yeah, a little bit. I think everybody does at times when you're, sometimes in a big situation, really trying to make a great pitch.
There it is. Ground ball to short. One there. Back to first base. Hatch!
Called it.
Double play.
Nice going, kid.
Sorry about it.
You better get out while it's going good.
Yeah.
Justin Hatcher, way to go.
Thanks,
Our
guys.
new play-by-play man.
6-4-3 right there, just like I. Yep, 6-4-3. Called it.
Got to show a little more emotion than that.
6-4-3. That's beautiful. Just what we needed, boys.
Nothing. And yesterday we asked to see your best Craig Kimbrell pose, and we've received a ton of tweets, a lot of original ones, and we'll show you some throughout the game. But how about this one from a future big leaguer out on the mound? Here is his best #Kimbrell pose. This is Beverly Tony at Mokihana29. Gotta love that one, Mark Grant. That's a good one.
That's a very good one.
You can still tweet us #Kimbrell pose, and we'll show some more throughout the night. And you can maybe also win an autographed ball by Craig Kimbrell as well. Mark Grant, we showed yours yesterday. You nearly pulled a hammy doing it.
I almost did pull a hammy, and have some fun with that, with the Kimbrell pose. Send them in. Thank you, Chris.
Alonso grounded out as the Padres go to bat here in the bottom of the fourth inning with a 1-0 lead, and quite an escape by James Shields in the top half. A walk, 2 singles to load him up, strikes out Trudaslovich and induces the ground ball double play off the bat of Simmons.
Seems like that's what James Shields does and has been doing all year. Pressure situations, men on base, really buckles down, makes a good pitch.
Alonso, then Norris and Melvin Upton. to bat for the Padres in the fourth. Chop to the left side. Garcia across. One away.
All right, fans. It's time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. You got to use the hashtag. Hashtag SDDataStrongFan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
Boy, Arizona and Pittsburgh in quite a battle tonight. They're in the 13th inning, tied 8-8. Norris popped to second, his first time. Washington leading the Rockies in Colorado 9-6 in the 8th inning. Giants have a 2-0 lead at St. Louis in the 9th. Boy, the Cardinals far and away the best record in baseball, and you have a chance to see them this weekend, fans. Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, the Redbirds will be in town. Line drive, base hit for Norris. That's up the alley. He may try for two here. He is. Here comes a throw by Maben, and it's a double for Norris. Mr. Hard and Hustle, Derek Norris, another two-base hit. He leads the Padres in doubles. That's number 26.
Second time around for the Padre backstop against Matt Whistler. And looking at driving with those legs, generating that power up through the upper half of the body, getting extended. It's a four-seamer away. That's great extension, taking it right back up the middle. He's thinking two right out of the box. And a nice pop-up slide for Derek Norris. Got to go. Love the aggression there on the base pass.
Upton struck out his first time. For Norris, the base hit extends his streak to 7 games. So here are two of the principals involved in the big trade at the very start of the season. Whistler going from the Padre minor league system to Atlanta, and Melvin Upton Jr. coming over with Kimbrel. And Whistler had the better of the matchup the first time up, and he quickly is ahead of Upton. 2 strikes. If you're just joining us, Upton inserted into the lineup late because Will Venable was traded tonight about an hour and a half before game time. Padre center fielder going to Texas. Base hit to right. Norris will score, and Upton tempted to go to second. It's 2-0. 9th RBI of the season for Melvin Upton Jr. He's sent a clothesline, a low shot into right center.
And that was a battle right there for Melvin Upton Jr. He was down 0-2, and he takes this ball. Another mistake. 2 mistakes. Derek Norris double. Mistake to Melvin Upton Jr. coming at you. Just out of the reach of Peterson. And Derek Norris gets the green light.
He scores easily. Now there's a bobble by Maben out in right center, and so Melvin Upton was tempted to try to make it to second and put on the brakes. Here's Amarista, singled his first time up.
Wow, look at those numbers. Second and third time around. This being the second time around for San Diego. Second time around. A triple, a sac fly, 2 hits here in the fourth.
70th pitch from Whistler coming up here. We're looking at Trubaslovich, the first baseman. Again, Freddie Freeman scheduled to come off the DL tomorrow. The talented left-handed hitting first baseman for the Braves. He'll probably be in the lineup in the final game of the series tomorrow afternoon. 12:30 game time. And we hope you'll join us if you can't make it in person. We'll be on the air at noon. Fox Sports San Diego. Tyson Ross will try to level his record at 9-9 against Julio Teheran, who is 8-6 for Atlanta. Way back Wednesday, the final way back Wednesday. And as we mentioned last night, the ceremonial first pitch from the Rocket from down under, Rod Laver, the two-time Grand Slam tennis champion. No one has ever done that, a man or woman. Ooh, wandered off up then. A quick move by Whistler. With one out, the double by Norris to left center and a sharp single to right from Melvin Upton. Fortify the lead.
He's got a big lead over there.
He does. Look at, he's all the way to the cut. 1-2 now to Amarista. He has 6 stolen bases in his limited duty. He's tempting fate, isn't he?
You know what? I was thinking balk. He kind of spun on that back foot a little bit. It was very, very close with his pivot foot. Watch his pivot foot. Does he step? Yeah, he does. That's a good look there.
Better throw, and they might have gotten Upton. And that was close. The pitcher, Shields, on deck. Line drive. Double play. Close at first base, but quick reaction from Garcia. They turned a double play like that last night. But the Padres here in the fourth do add a run on the double by Norris and the RBI single Upton. Here's a look again. Throw across in time.
You know, we have the game plan. If we're playing a new ball club, we go over the game plan with the relievers and the starters, make sure our game plans match up. Willie informs me every day of who's fresh that day, who needs a rest, who needs a break. The communication, the trust has to be high between the pitching coach and the bullpen coach, and it is.
Darren Balsley and his relationship with Willie Blair And talk about wanting and having to be on the same page. Those two have to be 2 and 1.
They're in constant communication with one another, using the same language for each individual pitcher. It's almost the case where if Darren Balsley had to go somewhere and be out of the picture, Willie Blair can just step right in and do exactly what that man is doing to keep his pitchers sharp. It's a great relationship those guys have. Meetings upon meetings and scouting reports.
Whistler leading off. He grounded to third his first time.
No stone unturned, I guess is the old term, right? Everything is talked about in meetings. And, 2 good guys right there.
Yep. The ultimate communication between those two, even though they're some 400 feet apart during the game, as Whistler goes down swinging. 7 strikeouts now for James Shields.
I mean, Willie will count pitches down there. You know, we talk about usage of the arms in the bullpen. Well, they count how many pitches are thrown down there. Is that Joaquin Benoit heating up with the surgical cord, getting the wing loose? So then let's say a reliever gets up. He's not used that night. Well, after the game, Darren will talk to Willie. Hey, how many pitches did Mark Zepchinski throw? Oh, he threw 25. Okay. Well, they take that into consideration because that's bullets used.
Now, you may not see the name in the box score. They don't get into the game, but they're out there working hard, throwing hard to get ready.
There's been times I go into the coach's office each and every day to get nuggets from Darren Balsley, and he would say sometimes, hey, so-and-so's been up 4 times in a row. Not in the game, but he's been up 4 times out of the last 5 games. That takes its toll on an arm. And, of course, they can curb that as well. Kind of pull back a little bit and not waste many bullets in that bullpen.
Two balls and a strike to leadoff hitter Michael Bourne. He's grounded out and struck out. So when you were in the bullpen, how many tosses did it take you to be ready? Now you've got the 8 when you come back into the game. How many more did you need to be fired up ready?
12 to 15.
Line out to Alonso. The Atom ball, that'll play. 2 away.
If I got the call from the bullpen, they said, hey, you're up. I can get hot 12 to 15 pitches, knowing that I've got 8 out there. I work very quickly anyway. So I'd get that ball, get right back up on that hill, knowing that it's maybe possibly a pressure situation. But through the course of time, you get to know your body. You get to know your arm.
Maben singled and walked. And this is the new version of Cameron Maben. Chopper up the middle. Jerko will have to hurry and gets him. Another good play by Alonso, scooping out a low throw, just as he did in the double play ball hit by Simmons in the last inning. Got to be able to play the hops. Well done. Diego, brought to you by Sequan Casino. Play, win, together in the heart of San Diego. By Jack in the Box, for a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Mercury Insurance. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com and see how much you could save. Each team tonight with 4 base hits, but the Padres have a couple of runs. They used a Spangenberg triple and a sac fly from Kemp to get the first. And Derek Norris, after a double, scored on Melvin Upton's single. And a 2-0 lead as Shields bats first here in the home half of the 5th.
Hey!
Oh! Off the pitcher, Whistler. And Shields is out. And hopefully Whistler's okay. Boy, we had a terrible comebacker against the Yankees last night. A rookie pitcher right in the face on a line drive.
Hockey suit coming right back at you. Where does it get him? Looks like it might have got him on the meaty part of the back of the shoulder. This will give us a good view. Oh!
Scrambles after it to get the out, but let's see how serious this is. Does it hit him on the pitching arm side? Ooh, right under the armpit.
Looks like head trainer Jeff Porter is out there as Whistler's going to take some practice throws.
He says he's fine. And back to work. 75 pitches into the game. Boy, Shields crushed that ball.
96 off the bat of James Shields, right into the arm of Matt Whistler.
Well, Shields is lined to center and crushed one back to the mound, and it's 0 for 2. Solarte has walked and grounded out. Breaking ball strike to start him.
You know, that's one of those balls that hit in the arm. It's going to start to catch up to you maybe as time goes on.
94 on the fastball hasn't affected his velocity. Time now for the San Diego fans of the game. There they are.
Oh, you got to love the fans. Having a good old time at the ball yard, some social sparklers, and rooting for their hometown team.
But you can see why Matt Whistler was regarded as the Padres' #1 pitching prospect. The live arm. He's going to get nothing but better. Just 22 years of age.
It's all about the command of the fastball. If he can do that, he's got a nice little tight slider.
Probably working on a changeup.
Sure.
Shot to Peterson, who closes the gap on the right side. 2 hard hit balls, both for outs, as we go down to Chris Button.
Well, Dick, back in the day, the relievers got door-to-door service via little buggies to get to the mound. How about these carts that they used to use? Look like baseballs put on wheels. They'd pick you up from the bullpen, take you out to the mound. Did a little unofficial poll. Oh, my, that's awesome. Unofficial poll from the relievers. I said, what do you think? Should they bring them back? Everyone said, oh, heck yeah, that's awesome.
Of course.
Not quite sure the grounds crew would agree.
Spangenberg trying to beat out a bunt. Ball's thrown away, and Peterson able to cover. Does it go in the crowd? No, it stays in the field of play, so no further advance. Spangenberg, who bunts for a base hit.
I think Corey Spangenberg got a face full of leather running down the first base. Oh. Glove comes off. Looks like Corey is okay.
He's had some problems in the past with concussions, so that was a bit concerning. Gonzalez wondering whether or not Spangenberg ran out of the baseline in that 3-foot path the last 45 feet to first base. So he's gone long and he's gone short. A triple and a bunt single for Spangenberg. Matt Kemp drove in a run with a sac fly. He's 0 for 1 tonight.
And Corey Spangenberg halfway to the cycle.
Yeah, I suppose it'll happen 6-7 times now this year.
Yeah. Hey, once you break the seal.
Seven steals so far for Spangenberg.
Yeah, Chris Budd made a great point on that story. I don't think the grounds crew would really appreciate those buggies going on their lawn.
Well, then sometimes they went all the way around the warning path and then deposited the pitcher right at his dugout. I think Oakland A's Charlie Finley was one of the first to do that. Ground ball pulled foul.
I'm surprised Charlie Finley didn't have like a zip line. You know, he was the creator of, he wanted the orange baseballs, and they went to the white spikes. They had the colorful uniforms. They went to the mustaches.
He had that little rabbit behind home plate with a ball so that the umpire would go over and they press a button, up would come a basket full of balls.
That's right.
He was indeed an innovator. He was the Bill Veeck of his time. Yeah, we hope you'll be out tomorrow. Way back Wednesday. Tyson Ross against Julio Teheran. Final game of the 3-game series. An off day Thursday before St. Louis comes in for 3 on the weekend. Line drive. Dying line drive into left field. And Spangenberg will hold it. Now he's going to go for 3. And he is out of there as he skids over the base. It appeared he might have been safe, but then the slide took him over the base, and Garcia stayed with the tag. That's a risky play, making the final out at third. Bourne's throw. Oh, I don't know, but see, I don't know if he's out there at all. Spangenberg with 1 out. Third inning, triple to right center field. And that sets up the first run of the game as Matt Kemp delivers a sacrifice fly to center field. 1-0 Padres. Shields works out of a jam. Bases loaded, no one out, and the double play. The pitcher's best friend, and Atlanta denied. Melvin Upton delivers as Derek Norris, who had doubled, scores. And it's a 2-0 game as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Markakis takes a breaking ball, ball 1. Spangenberg, I'm sure he heard something from manager Murphy when he came back to the dugout. You don't make the final out at third base. Took a risk. Ball was in front of him. It's okay if you make it, but if you don't make it, that's a mental error. Credit, however, Kemp with a single, so his hitting streak now at 11 straight games.
You know, I'm thinking as we looked at that replay with Michael Bourne out there in left field, he kind of was caught in the back on his heels and he kind of just relaxed a little bit. And I think that's what Corey picked up on. And, you know, here's the thing. And everybody knows this. If he stays on second base, he's going to score on a base hit anyway.
Markakis struck out and grounded out. High fly ball, shallow right center. A long run, but Upton gets there. Well, we left you with that play at third. Spangenberg, you can see here he didn't make it to the base here in time as the tag made up on the thigh before that left foot could get to the base, and then airborne. So good call, third base umpire Las Diaz. Brzezinski has struck out and walked. Shields has given up 2 free passes and struck out 7. The longest he has pitched in any game this year is 7 innings. Shift on. Boy, beats the shift. A solid single to center field. Brzezinski continues his hot hitting of late. That's the 5th base hit for Atlanta tonight.
That was like a driver off the back tees. He goes down and gets this pitch from James Shields. 2-seamer down.
Did some good low ball hitting last night.
Yep. Right down the center of the fairway.
Garcia 2 for 2. The fly ball to left that Upton lost in the lights, and then a single to the right side. He takes a big cut, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. And that was a great slider by James Shields.
Garcia, 30 years of age, from Cuba. Signed as a minor league free agent by the Braves in spring training and now makes his home in Venezuela. There's that breaking ball, a wicked one, 1-2.
Yeah, a slider to start him off, and then back-to-back curveballs. Missing with the last one, and then coming right back for a strike. Looking up top of it, it's the old 12-6, and the front side of Garcia way out in front.
And he gives every indication that he's a fastball hitter. And Shields not giving him the heater. Ground ball to short, could be 2. There's 1. Back to first base. A double play. 6-4-3. The second turned by the Padre infield tonight. The quick feed by Amarista. The relay to first by Spangenberg.
Against the new pitcher, David Aardsma comes in for Atlanta. 2-0 San Diego in between innings. Spangenberg, who was thrown out at third base trying to advance, made the final out. And a little schooling from the veteran Matt Kemp, who singled on that play, and manager Murphy also. You know, it's kind of, what were you thinking? Thought you could make it. Yeah. Yeah, that's what the manager just needs to know, you know, what you're thinking, and then you do a little teaching. This is a teaching moment. This is for the future of young Spangenberg, as our pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford. 30th outing for Aardsma, AA Aardsma.
Well, one of the reasons why they acquired Aardsma, I remember when the Padres were in Atlanta, he joined the team. They needed some veteran leadership in that bullpen. Some youngsters now through time since we've been to Atlanta and now here. They've added a few more arms.
You can see he does well against right-handed hitters, but the lefties eat him up. Upton and then Alonso, with Norris hitting third in the 6th inning. Whistler goes 5 innings, 2 runs earned, 6 hits, walked 2, struck out 2. Well,
Aardsma always going from the stretch. As we take a look at our guest earlier in the game, Sean Kelly's got his game face on, getting hot. Aardsma throws a fastball, slider, and a splitter. Josh Johnson on the left having a chat with James Shields.
Misses again. 2-0 lead. You got your cleanup hitter there. He'll be swinging if he likes it. High strike.
Looks like a belt buckle high, maybe a little bit above the belt buckle, but Chris Guccione calls it a strike. And Fox Tracks, brought to you by Southland Technology, has it as a strike.
Ripped into the left field corner. That's another extra base hit for the Padres. Upton racing to second base. Good throw by Bourne, but not in time. Justin Upton joins the hit parade. The 7th base hit for the Padres.
Seen 3 mistakes tonight of the hits that the Padres have gotten right down the middle of the plate, and they've crushed every one of them. Whether it's a double, whether it's a single, that's a good looking swing right there by Justin Upton.
And he had to use full speed, the 180 feet, to beat that throw by Bourne, who played it very nicely in left field. Alonso has grounded out twice. As we mentioned, Aardsma's had trouble with left-handed hitters.
I wonder if he throws pitches inside to lefties to try to tie them up. When I see numbers like that from a righty against a lefty, I'm thinking it's always middle or middle away. He falls into a pattern, and that's why lefties have their way with him.
Padres trying to add to that 2-0 lead here in the bottom of 6th inning. Two and one now to Alonso, who has walked 37 times this year. Second to Justin Upton. Bullpen view of the action.
3-1.
You see, everything's away. Of those pitches, one pitch that Yonder Alonso has had a crack at as Derek Norris waits on deck.
So both Norris and Kemp have extended their hitting streaks. Norris with a double, now hitting safely in 7 in a row, and Kemp has raised his consecutive streak to 11 games.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Right back at you tomorrow. Our TV time here on Fox Sports San Diego at noon for the final game of the 3-game series. Bourne easing his way in toward the line. That'll keep Upton at second base.
As earlier in the game we promised you, we have tonight's T-Mobile Strongest Fan photo. Use the hashtag SDDataStrongFan. Chance to be shown. And we have a Kimbrel pose. John, very strong. Nice look on the hardwood floors there at home. Hey, keep them coming.
So we're getting some future big leaguers, aren't we? Derek Norris popped up and doubled to left center field. One of his rockier saves last night. Craig Kimbrel got the job done. 34 saves in the book. Veteran Nardsma, fastball at 92. Terrific turnout on this Tuesday night. Fans love their tacos, huh?
How can you go wrong with Taco Tuesday?
That's right. Well hit, center field. Maben on his horse, and it's going to die at the warning path. Upton eases his way over to third. Boy, Norris appeared to get it all, but that's the kind of deep drive in the past years that seemed to die right at the warning track.
Pretty good swing. And let's take a look at the contact. Just under it a little bit, maybe. Looks like he got it on the sweet spot. Not enough oomph.
So man at third. Melvin Upton knocked in a run in his last time up. Singled through the right side. Shields at 95 pitches. Can't quite tell from that shot in the dugout whether he's just relaxing or whether his night is through.
Yeah, it looks like he still had his game face eyes on, didn't it?
Padre bullpen is busy.
Curveball.
Sean Kelly first up in the Padre pen, our guest earlier in the evening. Another well hit ball. Is this one going to go deep to left? Touch 'em all! Number 4 for Melvin Upton Jr. and the Padres have a 4-0 lead. As our friend over on the radio side, Ted Leitner, would say, crushed.
Who doesn't love the 2-run shot? Derek Norris got extended. It stayed in the yard. Melvin Upton Jr. Oh, yeah. That's got that sound.
Marista fouls it back. So Upton, a big night, an RBI single and a 2-run homer. 100 miles an hour at contact.
Padre hitters have crushed mistakes tonight. Some balls over the heart of the plate, and there's the proof. There's the souvenir going home. Good for you.
There are souvenirs, and then there are home run souvenirs. Amarista, a single, and lined into a double play. So the leadoff double, Justin Upton, and the 2-run home run from older brother Melvin Upton. And Shields coming out of the dugout, so apparently he's going to stay in to work the 7th inning. Ground ball up the middle, another hit for Amarista. He's 2 for 3 with a line out. Padres now with 9 hits in the game, and they call Shields back. Indeed, his night is through. And Brett Wallace will pinch hit.
Looks like Freddie Gonzalez is going to make a move.
Young man we saw last night, the left-hander. By your San Diego Lexus dealer. By Petco, what we feed them matters. And by Jerome's, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. No phony sales, just pure value. Melvin Upton with a 401-foot home run to give the Padres 2 more here in the 6th inning and a 4-0 advantage. And it's Ross Detweiler that comes in out of the pen, the left-hander. Brett Wallace has already been introduced and will stay to pinch hit. The Padres are shy one man on the bench because Will Venable traded earlier before the game and there wasn't time to call up a replacement. All indications are that young Travis Jankowski is going to be the Padre addition. He's had a terrific minor league season. Ball 1. Jankowski in about 100 at bats at El Paso was hitting .392 overall, a .335 average in the minor league season with 32 steals. The top average of any minor league Padre and the most steals. So we'll probably see him tomorrow. One and one.
Well, another veteran arm in that bullpen to try to shore up that Atlanta pen as Melvin Upton Jr. having a chat with Derek Norris. 2 good swings right there. Melvin Upton Jr. is leaving the yard. Detweiler fastball, curveball, changeup, low 90s.
Amarista at first base.
2 outs. Shields night through 6 innings of shutout ball. And he knew, always alert, wise to the surroundings and to our telecast, James Shields, that it was a night worth saluting the bullpen. He wanted to give them a chance to take a bow tonight.
Absolutely. And with a 4-run lead up to this point, hopefully the Padres add on. You bet. Well, Detweiler can struggle to throw strikes sometimes, so it's an opportunity for the Padres to be patient and possibly draw a walk and then come up with a big hit and add on even more.
Wallace leads Padre pinch hitters with 7 hits, including a home run. Sean Kelly has worked himself into position. He has thrown enough that he knows that he can come in if it called right now. Full count now to Wallace. Solarte would be next. Ball 4. Amarista moves to second. Top of the order, Jan Solarte will hit from the right side for the first time tonight. A walk and a couple of groundouts, batting left-handed.
Tonight on Fox Sports San Diego, SD Live returns, and this week on Harris Solarte and Jose Valentin stop by the studio. Coming up, Solarte tells his life story of family and baseball abroad. Tonight after Padres Live right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Guccione, the plate umpire, does something that very few umps have adopted, and that is when the player calls time, he comes quickly from out behind home plate and just steps out into fair territory to let everybody know there's no play.
Yep.
Not just holding up his hands and saying timeout. Certainly gives fans and players alike.
Sure.
And full information. Solarte gets into one. That's deep to left field, and he will touch them all. Number 8 for Jan Solarte, and the Padres explode for 5 here in the 6th inning. And a 7-0 lead.
That'll get the bench up. High fives all the way around, and Solarte comes out of his zapatos. Cuidado. Piece of mojado. That ball was crushed. Wasn't it, Dick?
Wasn't that your pick tonight, Jan Solarte?
It was.
Well, you know what you're doing.
Watch
you got a
out.
walk and a 3-run homer. Oh, watch out, Chris Button. Corey Spangenberg, 2 for 3, a triple and a bunt single. Solarte from the right side. That was a bomb.
I think that's the best right-handed swing I've seen since Jan Solarte has been a Friar. Lavas Jesus manos. It's worth another look.
He has surprising power from both sides.
I love the energy, too. Oh, a little hug from Brett Wallace. Little brotherly love there in the Padre dugout.
A couple of home runs for the Padres here in the 6th inning. A 2-run shot, Melvin Upton, and a 3-run bomb off the bat of Jan Solarte. Andrés Despaigne now, who hasn't had much work of late. And with a 7-0 lead there again, that's where Balsley and Blair, pitching coach and bullpen coach, get together. Now it's a different call now. Who do we want to get some work? Spangenberg a walk. He's been on base 3 out of 4 times tonight. And the Padres have hit around Kemp, the 9th man, to bat here in the 6th inning. Three runs are charged to Ardsman, the other 2 to Detweiler. Kemp, fielder's choice, sacrifice fly, and a single.
Oh, you love to see the wheels come off late. Sure, there's 3 innings left, but the Padres scoring late, that 5 in the bottom of the 6th here. Love the crooked. There's Willie Blair. And you know what? I'm going to draw a circle around him. You know why? He's the best bullpen coach in all of Major League Baseball. Oh, and I know you can hear me, Willie. Don't smile.
No, he won't.
I know you can hear me.
He's a pretty silent guy. But I'll tell you when you can get him to talk.
When's that?
Kentucky basketball.
Oh, yes, sir.
He'll go on and on about the Kentucky Wildcats now.
Let's see the reaction. Hey, the Wildcats are overrated.
Lives in Lexington in the offseason.
He's a good egg.
1 ball, 1 strike to Kemp. Well, the Padres trying to hand these Braves another loss here at Petco. They've beaten them 8 straight coming in tonight.
Yeah, this is the house of horrors, isn't it, for the Atlanta Braves?
Line drive, another hit. Kemp sends a clothesline to left. And the man who started it all, Justin Upton, comes up, the 10th man to hit in the inning.
Oh, don't you love a second visit to the bat rack in 1 inning if you're a hitter? That's fun.
Upton has walked, flied out, and doubled to start this inning. He came around on his brother's 2-run homer. Nothing in the book that says you can't hit 3 home runs in an inning, is there?
No. I've checked the rule book many times, and I have not seen anything on that.
Good. I just needed confirmation. As a Padre partnership, the 2 Uptons, I don't believe, have hit home runs in the same game yet. 2 former Braves.
I think I know where you're going here, Professor, and I like your thinking.
Padres haven't had many of these this year. Comforting to see that ball fly out with men on bases. Home runs. Substantial lead now, 7-0. One and 2. Five runs on 5 hits here in the 6th inning. A couple of home runs accounting for all 5. Padre runs to build a 7-0 lead. James Shields, after that 7-0 start, 1 5 cents, but looks as if he's going to get that elusive 9th win tonight. And for Shields, he could well be saying to his teammates, hey, get me some runs like this, I'll win you some games.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've been the last 11 games that Shields pitched, the Padres scored a total of only 15 runs.
Yeah, it's been that kind of a year, up and down. We know that. And these guys are coming to the ballpark each and every day trying to put up crooked numbers. It's nice to see that 7 up there. And the 11 hits, double digits in the hit column for San Diego.
Oh.
Detweiler got away with one there.
He did. Wasn't too long ago that Ross Detweiler was the #1 pick for the Washington Nationals back in 2007. 6th overall pick. He's only 29. Seems like he's been around forever.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, he made it quick. He went quickly. Made the fast track to the big leagues with the Nationals. Remember what Heath Bell was talking about, Dick, earlier in the game about relievers going out there and having to take one for the team? The Braves, let me get this right, they're in the middle or the start of playing 30 games in 31 days.
Ooh.
That's a long stretch. So you got to learn how to manage that bullpen and chew up some extra innings and take one for the team.
Runners going on 3 and 2, and another swing coming up from Upton.
He is taking some vicious hacks. Is Roger McDowell, the pitching coach, on the phone?
Checking the scoreboard, it appears that Texas won tonight, and that is pertinent because Will Venable's on his way to becoming a Ranger, and the Texans have won 5 in a row, 8 straight at home. That would be 9 in a row. And they're only 3 behind Houston for the lead. And the bases are loaded. Got squeezed on that one. Now let's take a look at the National University standings. In the Central Division, the Cardinals with the winningest record in all of baseball, 76 wins. 5-game lead over Pittsburgh. Wild card. Pittsburgh has a 2.5 game advantage, with the Cubs at the moment would be the other wild card. Don't count out the Giants. And Washington's going to get it together. It's bullpen night at Petco. And we have a new Atlanta pitcher jogging in.
Something about the running of the bulls in Spain, where the bulls waited in the pen to be released and let out, and that's kind of what we do. We just sit down there and graze and wait to be let out of our cage. So I'm going with that.
Yeah, they used to play on a farm, and the bullpen used to sit with the pigs. Right? Oh, I had no idea.
Welcome back. I'm not quite sure that's the answer. We're having some fun with the relievers before the game, asking them if they knew where the phrase bullpen came from. We found several different sources that think it came from different places, some saying all the way as back as the 19th century, Dick.
Yeah, there are a lot of theories. And one of those, as we expressed last night, came from the Durham minor league team. They're nicknamed the Bulls. And they had a big bull on the side of the right field line. And that's where the pitchers warmed up. And pretty casual out there now for the 8th man setup. Joaquin Benoit and the closer, Craig Kimbrell. Alonso batting for the 2nd time in the inning. He flied out the 1st time. And a shot right at shortstop. Simmons across for the out. And the inning comes to an end as McKirahan restores some order, but the Padres now lead 7-0.
It's my time.
Every time I come out of the bullpen, that excitement is there.
And welcome back. 7th inning. The bullpen called upon here for the Padres. Odrisamer Despaigne relieving. James Shields. And Despaigne relegated to the bullpen with a successful debut of rookie Colin Ray. And he's a valuable guy. Can be your long middle reliever. You can come and get a couple of guys out. And emergency starter as our night of saluting the bullpen continues. And Clay Hensley joins us here in our Fox Sports San Diego booth. Wallace stays in the game for Alonso at first base.
So Clay Hensley, you've been around the block. You've started, you've relieved, you've set up, you were the long man.
Yeah.
What haven't you done?
I stole some bases too. I stole one.
Come on.
Yeah, in Chicago. Yeah, it was. We were playing Chicago, playing. Jason Marquis was pitching, but the only thing I didn't do was play a position, and I lobbied for it, but it just didn't happen. Understandably so, right?
Jace Peterson leading off for the Braves. He's 1 for 2. Tuesday night crowd of 28,395. Did you enjoy relief pitching, or did you always have your heart on being a starter?
Oh, I loved it. I loved it all, to be honest with you. I mean, I enjoyed starting. I enjoyed the pressure of having the kind of the whole day right on you a little bit. It was fun. It was even better when you pitched well. But I enjoyed that kind of pressure, and I think that's kind of what led to some of the successful years I had in the bullpen. You didn't want to let the guys down.
Chop to the left side. Solarte on the run, and he gets Peterson by a stride.
Clay, we always talk about pitchers in different situations, and I want to ask your opinion on Odrisamer Despaigne. It's been since Tuesday, since he's been out there on the hill. You've got the big lead, the mindset. You got to go out there and pitch like it's nothing.
You got to act like it's a tie ball game. Fortunately, I was, when I came up as a rookie, I came up with a pretty solid bullpen. Some veteran guys out there. Trevor, Aki, Linebrink, and those guys had really good years here. And they taught us that very early on. Whether you came in, whether it was a blowout or you were boat racing somebody, it was 0-0.
Joey Turdoslavich, the young first baseman, 0 for 2, a couple of punch-outs. While relief pitchers have a very serious side, and understandably it has to be that way, the contrast, though, is that there's also a very loose and happy side for you guys.
There is a lot of fun out there. It is a little bit of a fraternity out there. I think we can kind of get away with a little bit more joking around watching the ball game as opposed to being in the dugout. But, both sides of it are a lot of fun. Sitting in the dugout as a starter with, veterans like Maddox and Woody Williams and just kind of hear them talking about the game was always interesting. And then, being out in the bullpen, listening to Trevor Hoffman's of the world, it was fun.
Yeah, they've all gathered now as we're in the late innings. A 7-0 lead. The bullpen doesn't know quite how that phone may ring going the rest of the evening. I'm guessing that Despaigne, it's up to him. Ground ball through the left side. Turdoslavich in the hit column with a 1-out single. Well, let's go to our Geico memorable moment. September 2006, Trevor Hoffman becomes the all-time saves leader, surpassing Lee Smith, 479th career save. Hoffman would finish his career, of course, with 601 saves, second behind Mariano Rivera. Trevor, eligible for the Baseball Hall of Fame next summer.
And Clay Hensley is in that scrum. That must have been fun.
Yeah, the little guy jumped in there. It was awesome to see that. What a special moment for Trevor, and just to be a part of that and part of that club. I mean, we saw some of the names on the backs there. It was a good team. It was a fun year, and what an accomplishment by Trevor, and just to be there was great.
Who else was in that bullpen?
We had Linebrink there. Linebrink. Aki Otska.
That was the three-headed monster that year.
Yeah, with Linebrink and Trevor, obviously. There was some veteran ball players out there. I mean, that was a team that I felt like one of the some of the teams I played on after San Diego. It was a veteran ball club, man. It was fun.
Simmons, the hitter, the shortstop, grounded into a key double play in this game back in the fourth, with the Padres leading 1-0. The Braves loaded the bases with no one out, but Turdoslavich struck out. Shields got him and then induced Simmons to hit into an inning-ending 6-4-3 double play.
I'll tell you what, James Shields made some really nice pitches that at bat with the bases were loaded, keeping the ball down, sliders, inducing that ground ball off the bat of Simmons, and he was fired up. Did you see his reaction after that double play?
I mean, you got to love this too. That's what I love about watching Shields pitch, is that even in his games, when he may not have his best stuff, I mean, the guy just he grinds and he gets out, and he's a big game guy. I love watching him play.
2-2 to Simmons, and the count full.
You mentioned Trevor earlier. What was the one thing, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, what was the one thing that you probably would say you took away from Trevor after all those years, being a chance to be around him so much?
You know what I really enjoyed about playing with him was he wasn't a guy that came in the locker room and demanded respect, and he rightfully could have done that with everything that he's done in the game. But if you watched how he went about his business, he let the way he played the game speak for him, and that's what commanded the respect. And I got an opportunity with Trevor. He kind of took me under the wing a little bit. We would run every day and just kind of do the throwing and just talk baseball and whatnot. And just seeing him about how he went about his business on the daily routine, on everything. I mean, when you flew into road cities, whatever, it was like this is the kind of guy you'd like to be like.
Ground ball up the middle. That won't be the double play. That's a base hit for Simmons. Checking in at second, Turdoslavich. A couple of base hits greeting Despaigne, and that'll bring up Pedro Siriano.
You know, and to kind of finish that thought, Mud, like one of the nice things about Trevor was he would talk to you about the game. And, you know, he was very adamant on the fact with me. He was like, look, you know, this is the big leagues. You know, you're always going to be in the weeds. You know, you're always going to be. And so whether you don't ever be too high or too low. You know, when the bad times come, it goes down the drain with the shower. When the good times come, you know, you continue with the same path that you are. You know, if things are going bad, you know, don't come in hanging your head. Just, you know, play the game.
And he did. When the few times he'd blow a save, he was the first to say, hey, didn't have it tonight, but we're going to go get him again tomorrow.
Exactly.
Siriaco has been terrific off the bench. He's got 10 pinch hits this year, knocked in 5, and he was robbed by Justin Upton last night. It was Siriaco's pinch hit drive to deep left field that Justin caught ramming into that left field wall and hung on for the out. He takes a healthy cut. Of course, he was with the Padres a couple of years ago as backup infielder. 0-2 the count. Padre infield set for a possible double play. Lashes that one foul. Well, let's go back to Trevor Hoffman. Career record 902 times as a Padre. He took the hill. 552 of his 601 saves in the San Diego uniform with an ERA 2.76, more than a strikeout per inning. That high knee kick right up into his chest. Kind of peekaboo around the corner. Ground ball to third. Solarte for 1. Back to first. Not in time. Tough to turn it around the horn, especially Solarte deep and behind the bag at third base. So 2 away. Siriaco safe at first. Simmons erased on the force.
Hey, nice throw, nice footwork around the bag at second base for Corey Spangenberg, but Siriaco got some decent speed, beats it out.
So 2 outs. The Braves at the corners trying to spoil this shutout bid by the Padres. And Michael Bourne, the batter, 0 for 3, lined out to first, his last at bat.
Clay Hensley, best bullpen other than Petco Park. Can you think of one?
In the game right now, or in the past when I played?
When you played?
Here at Petco.
Other than
Petco. I mean, St. Louis is on fire, right? I mean, their bullpen's pretty legit right now.
Yeah, it is.
You know, there's a lot of good bullpens, man. There's some good arms right now.
How about like
just the physical conditions of the bullpen?
Yeah, like
the physical. I thought you were talking about the guys.
I'm sorry.
Oh gosh, you got to let me know, man. I'm a bullpen guy. I'm thinking about players.
My bad.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Whenever we here at San Diego decided to move the bench,
that's right.
Oh my gosh, this was a tough one here. I would have back problems when I came in when I was in another uniform.
That's right, because they were down the line,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, and we actually had to share the bathroom with the fans down there.
Are you serious?
I swear, yeah. Right back over there behind the Bank of America sign. We would have to go back there, and you'd have to wait for somebody else to go to the restroom, and you're wearing nails out there in the concrete.
That's the Giants. Basically, they stay in the dugout until Bochy sends out a reliever to warm up.
Yeah, it was. You know, actually, who had a great bullpen? I enjoyed watching the game there was in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great bullpen, especially, you know, like the years that I was over there in the NL East, they were actually playing really well. And it was just a great place to see a game because you were kind of like upper deck back there. You could see an entire stadium.
Back to the mound, and Despaigne works his way out of the inning. Atlanta leaves 2. We're at the stretch half of the 7th at Petco. 7-0 San Diego.
bullpen. Well, back in 2012, they had a rule. Opposing team hits a home run in your bullpen, you can't move. Miles Michaelis, hey, incoming. He can't move, though. You can't touch it. So what happens on the bounce? He stands his ground. The ball goes right in his pocket.
That is awesome right there. I love it.
And then he just gets the stare from everybody. Hey, you can't move.
Hey, Game Face did that. I mean, he played it off perfectly.
Is that great?
It's the best catch he's made.
Now, I don't know whether that rule still stands. I've tried to get in touch with Darren Balsley regarding that, but
this is just the fraternity rule.
Exactly.
Basically.
Yeah, there's a lot of unwritten rule stuff out there, and I think that actually transcends into a lot of other teams about, kind of holding the line and not moving.
Derek Norris leading off the Padres 7th inning. San Diego leading 7-0 comfortably. It's Norris, Upton, and Amarista against Andrew McKirahan. Sharply hit deep at third by the glove of Garcia into the corner. And Mr. Doubles, Derek Norris has his second tonight. That gives him 27 for the season.
He just continues to grind, put together good at-bats. Boy, that looked like a playable ball there at third base from Siriaco. 1, 2, kind of backed up on it a little bit. Yeah, any way you look at it, it's a double for our guy.
He's no Nolan Arenado, is he?
How much fun is he to watch right now hit the ball?
Oh, I know.
mean, you put him at first base, he's behind the dish, and the guy just keeps raking. I love it.
2 strikes, he fights off pitches and puts together good at-bat.
Tough out.
Talk about good at-bats. Melvin Upton the last 2 times up, knocking in 3 runs, an RBI single to right, and last time up, he hit this shot for a 2-run home run. His 4th of the year. Over 400 feet to deep left center. And he may have hit another. He got a lot of that one. It is gone. Touch 'em all and touch 'em all. This is the Melvin Upton Jr. that was the rage in Tampa Bay. And Atlanta paid the big price to sign him. A couple of home runs and 5 runs batted in for Upton tonight.
And look right here, fastball, and he just drives it to left center. Look, he just got done hitting a home run, and he does it again. You got to love what Melvin Upton's doing tonight, right?
Back-to-back home runs. Amarista sends one off third in foul territory, and Garcia gloves it for the first out.
Clay, the one thing that I've mentioned tonight, it seems there's been maybe a handful or 6 or 7 pitches that I'm talking meaty fastballs that these Padres have crushed. And earlier in the year, we saw him foul back, we saw him swung on, missed. Boy, it's.
Well, I think you could agree with this, right, too, is that the second half, they finished on a good note going into the All-Star break, and then it seems like, the second half they took a break, everybody regrouped. I don't know if it was a conversation that was had amongst the hitters or whatnot, but everybody's starting to be a little bit more patient at the plate and drive the right ball.
Brett Wallace entered the game as a pinch hitter in the last inning, walked and scored. He came around on the home run by Jan Solarte. So the Padres with 2 homers from Upton, his 4th and 5th. Solarte has hit his 8th. A 3-run shot. (9-0) San Diego. In a game, if they win, will make it 9 straight victories here at Petco against the Braves.
You know what was the worst in the bullpen, Clay? And I've got to share this with you.
Carrying the bag?
Let's say it's a game that goes extra innings.
Yeah.
Everybody in the bullpen's been used.
Right.
You are the lone soul out there.
Oh.
You end up winning the game.
Yes.
Yeah. You got a target on your back when you come in the clubhouse. Hey, good job, everybody. Bud, what'd you do tonight? Oh, take a hike.
Right. 3 pitches.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like you're down. Okay, you win the game. You're the only guy down there in the bullpen. Everybody's yucking it up because everybody contributed and you didn't do squat.
Yeah, well, I got one for you, too, though. What if you come in the game and you make 1 pitch? You come in with, get 1 out or whatnot. We come back and you score, and it's like, oh, nice job. That was a lot of work right there you did. I don't know if you're going to be ready for tomorrow, but we'll see.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Wallace.
Did you ever have to bring coffee to the guys? Get a coffee order and bring it down to the bullpen?
Yeah. I mean, you know who actually, one of the guys that wore me out, not wore me out, but, you know, kind of gave me the rookie hazing type stuff, believe it or not, was not a pitcher. It was our very own Mark Sweeney.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I love him for it.
Couple of hops to Peterson, and there's 2 away.
What did he do?
Mark,
you can tell us.
Yeah, I can tell you. He, you know, Mark was always early to the field.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, before the game time. I mean, like the game started at 7:05. He was out stretching at like 6:30, and he was like, "I better not beat you out on the field." And so I was, you know, at the time I was starting, so I wouldn't even be playing that day, and I would be in my baseball uniform with my turfs on, watching the guys rake the field and water the grass. I was out there like 55 minutes before first pitch.
Solarte, last time up, a 3-run homer to left field. His 8th of the season. No, he has 45 runs batted in on the year, Solarte. And he, somewhat without any notice, has played a lot of outstanding third base, including tonight. He's making all the plays.
Oh,
that's what I call relaxation right there.
You betcha.
Oh, come on now.
Not just feet up, shoes off.
Waitress.
Oh.
2 balls and a strike.
Did you ever take a nap in a bullpen?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Guilty, too.
Yeah. I can say that now.
Guilty.
I actually had a bat with me one time out there, and I put, you know, the cup of the bat on my chin, and I, like, shut my eyes, and I, like, woke up because we'd hit a home run, and I was the only guy sitting on the bench on a bat.
High fly ball to left, coming in as Bourne. Inning comes to an end, but Melvin Upton Jr. has had himself quite a night. An RBI single and 2 home runs. 5 runs batted in to help the Padres to a 9-0 lead.
Both off the bat of Melvin Upton Jr.
Well, Mike, not in the lineup early because of the Will Venable trade. He was inserted in the lineup, and what a night for Melvin Upton Jr. You see those big smashes to left center. That had to feel good for Melvin.
Yeah, we heard Dick Enberg and Mark Grant talking about it a moment ago. Used to seeing a lot of that power from Melvin back in his days with Tampa Bay, and nice to see it here tonight. Mark and I are working on Padres Live, the post-game show, which will be brought to you tonight, as it always is, by Cox Communications. Let's get you back up now to Dick and Mark, guys.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one for you tonight. Mike and Mark with highlights and analysis and all the rest of the scores and action around baseball. Melvin Upton making a statement tonight, his best as a Padre.
And that was my tip. That was my pick right there, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, I sent you guys the text. I actually texted Sweeney. I'm like, hey, you need to go with Melvin Upton, but
I didn't get it.
I think I got 15 points, credit towards me.
And Sweeney goes with Alonso, no points. So.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Maybe he'll listen to you next time. Oh, he's boiling now. He's not even going to comment.
Yeah, he's going to make me sit on the bench even when I'm not playing anymore right now.
Despaigne into his second inning of pitching will face Maben, Markakis, and Brzezinski. Cameron with a walk and a single. And a ground out. And another. Solarte gobbles it up and throws him out. Well, speaking of pick the stick, Mark Grant in second place picks up 9 on the Solarte 3-run homer.
Sorry about it.
But Chris Budden not exactly sleeping. She's got 5 as she goes with Justin Upton, but her lead has shrunk to 14 at the moment. Grant is on her heels. I guess you can do that and pick the stick, be on someone's heels.
Yeah, that's a big lead, though. I mean,
and
I'm going to still keep fighting, though.
Oh, yeah.
It is a big lead.
Oh, okay, now she chimes in.
I knew she was listening. Justin Upton into foul territory. Takes care of Markakis. 2 away. Brzezinski, a single and a walk, and a strikeout. If you're just joining us, James Shields started, went 6 innings, no runs, 5 hits, a couple of walks, and 7 strikeouts. Padres supporting with 9 runs, 3 home runs, 13 hits tonight. And now Despaigne into the 8th inning. Earlier, Will Venable, popular outfielder and longtime Padre, traded to the Texas Rangers for a couple of minor leaguers. And we wish Venable luck, and he's got to be disappointed. A new father. Now he's got to move on to Dallas-Fort Worth. But the good news for him is the Rangers only 3 games out of first place. Will just might get himself a little playoff check this year.
Josh Hamilton with the knee issue, so Will Venable going to get some time in center field.
I got an opportunity to play with Will for a little bit, and I definitely it's nice to see him get a chance to probably go somewhere and get some playing time, and congratulations to him with as being a new father, and I'm pretty excited the fact that he's going to the great state of Texas.
Where are you from?
I think you know.
No, but what city?
Houston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, born and raised. Live here now though. Been here almost a decade.
2-2 to Brzezinski. Rifles that one into the right field corner. And the veteran catcher has himself a 2-base hit.
Well, Clay, tonight we've been talking a lot about the bullpen, and I got a question. We talked to Justin Hatcher. We've talked about Willie Blair. Talk about bullpen coaches that you have played for, and what an important part they are.
Well, Ack was huge.
Yeah.
Ack was, not only just for everything he was doing for the entire team at the time he was here with San Diego, but, when I came here, came up to the big leagues, I came up through San Diego, so I was a rookie here, and Ackenfeld he guided you. He kind of put you real quick, let you know what you need to do and what you don't need to do, and he was a blessing to have around, and the guy worked his tail off for his players, and he's missed.
Ground ball. Spanchenberg ranging well into the hole to take a hit away from Yuri Perez, and the inning comes to an end. It's still 9-0 for the home team.
0. It's now time to reveal our winner for your best Craig Kimbrell pose of the day. And this guy got a little innovative using his pup on the back. That's good. Brett Cottle, nice job. You are our winner for the hashtag Kimbrell pose.
Yeah,
it's nice balance by the dog.
Yeah, dog days of summer, and there he's into the act.
The dog looks a little nervous there.
Yeah. Well, he's ready for the comebacker. That wing victory pose of Craig Kimbrell, ready to take off. Look at who's in an Atlanta uniform. Edwin Jackson.
Oh, he's been around the block a few times. 25th game for the right-hander. The lefty's doing a good job. A 182 average. Righties a 272. At times you get a little erratic. Strikeouts are still up there with 27 in 33-plus innings.
Just his second appearance with the Braves. He'll face Spangenberg, Kemp, and Upton as Perez, the pinch hitter, stays in the game. He's in left field. Check that right field for Markakis. Spangenberg got the Padres on the board early with a triple back in the third inning and scored on Kemp's sacrifice fly. He bunted his way on for a base hit, and he's walked. So on base 3 of his 4 at bats. Nine runs, 13 hits for San Diego.
Clay Hensley on this bullpen night. We talked about important people in the bullpen. Were you here when Mark Marola was here?
I was, yes.
Stump, one of the best.
Yeah, one of the absolute best.
He was bullpen catcher?
Yep. And he just did everything. I mean, anything you asked of him, he'd go out and do it. And, the nice thing about him is, like, even if batting practice was over, everybody got their throwing in, but you felt like you needed to work on something, you could pull him out there, and, he was there at a moment's notice.
And, of course, Mark Marola played in the minor leagues with the Padres and then was diagnosed with a brain tumor.
Right.
And then got that taken care of. And then they wanted to keep, he was such a good guy, an integral part that they kept him in the organization and was bullpen coach and catcher. And just an all-around good egg.
I think he's scouting now in the Minneapolis area, his home area.
He's a guy that you definitely would have to keep in the organization. I mean, just an unbelievable class act. And, he was... even though he wasn't on the field with us suited up, playing the games at night, he was a leader. He was a leader in the clubhouse, and guys listened to him and respected him tremendously. You look at some of the things that he had been through and conquered, and it's inspiring.
Yeah.
We saw in that box score, just foul, that Alonso, the only Padre without a base hit tonight. Everyone else has enjoyed the night, especially Melvin Upton with a 3 for 4 and 2 home runs and 5 runs batted in. Well, Tyson Ross hoping that the Padres might save a few of these for him tomorrow. He'll wrap up the series against Julio Teheran on Way Back Wednesday. Hope you'll be here. 12:40 game time. Ball 4, and that was a ball of like 50-footer. Well, speaking of the bullpen and the aces, how about Mark Davis? Cy Young winner.
44 saves in 1989. He was lights out. The fastball, mid-90s. The hammer from Hades. Hey, Luis Salazar over to Robbie Nelson for the stretch. Sean Dunston goes down swinging.
Wouldn't you like to get a left-handed for your bullpen today that can throw like that?
Right, exactly.
Matt Kemp, fielder's choice, sacrifice fly, and 2 singles. So he's hit safely in the last 11 games, hitting about 400 in those 11 games. With 3 home runs and 11 runs batted in. 1-1. Well, the Hall of Fame list of relievers, it's a limited number, but there's some names. Smoltz this year, Gossage, Suter, Eckersley, who is also a starter, Fingers. And the first in was Hoyt Wilhelm, the famous knuckleballer. Golfed to left field, very high, and Bourne wants it.
You know, you look at that list, and we know, Clay and Dick, how this game of baseball has evolved. I look at Rich Gossage. He'd come in the 7th inning.
Yeah.
Raleigh Fingers. He'd get it out in the 7th, pitch the 8th and the 9th, and get the save.
The Goose, he came at you with arms and elbows, didn't he? Legs, kicks, and the mustachioed Fingers.
Gossage probably one of the most intimidating.
You know, the thing is, too, I always wondered, I was always curious, even as a player, I mean, why guys didn't continue to throw that way. I mean, it was probably so deceptive as a hitter.
Yeah.
Justin Upton, a walk, a double, and another walk. So he's 1 for 2, a run scored. Into the hole. Siriaco to second for 1, back to first. A double play. And that's it for the 8th inning. Top of the 9th coming up, and the Padres lead by 9. Game brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, it's Kevin Quackenbush out of the pen on bullpen night. The pen is mightier than the ... complete game.
There you go.
And also be dependable. So far, look at that. 2 innings, 3 hits, and no runs.
You gotta love that.
Kevin Quackenbush takes over the ball in the 9th inning, and he will face Peterson, Turdaslovich, and Simmons. Kevin's ERA has ballooned a bit to 4.17.
Clay, you and I were talking in between innings. You know, sometimes the bullpen catcher has to run down to the bullpen and get a pitcher up when they're already down there. And there are signs that they will give to, when they're on their way down there.
Yeah.
What was your sign?
You're going to make me do it, right? Aren't you? That's unbelievable. No, so obviously, my tall stature,
Right.
they would always go like this, kind of like the little guy, but it'd be right next to the ground.
Right. Yeah.
So everybody knew that was me. But what was yours?
When Mark Parent was, do you know Mark Parent?
Yes.
Oh, one of the best. I just love that guy. He's a coach now for the White Sox under Robin Ventura. And he would run down to the bullpen at Jack Murphy, and he'd go like this.
What was that for?
Because he said I looked like a blowfish. So he'd be running down to the bullpen going.
There you go. I don't know if that's funny or actually see him running down to the bullpen doing that.
I got another story about Mark Parent. Jack Murphy Stadium, opposite pens. We're in the first base dugout.
Right.
Our bullpen was down there. So he would catch. My back would be the infield because you're throwing to the wall, right? You remember.
Like opposite of LA almost.
Exactly.
Right.
So he would catch me in the bullpen, and I'd throw a pitch, and he'd peek around the stands and look towards the other dugout. I'd throw another pitch, he'd peek around the stands, and I go, Bernie, I'm trying to get hot. What are you doing? He goes, well, they saw you got up in the bullpen, and they're having a fight at the bat rack. And then he would catch you with no glove.
Peterson, a hot shot, but right at Spangenberg for the first out.
I'd get up on the mound and throw my first pitch.
No glove.
He'd catch it, he'd throw it back, and then he would take his glove and toss it to the side.
Well, that breeds a bunch of confidence.
Oh, I know. I know.
Go get him, kid.
And then one more. I've got one more because I just love Mark Parent. I come into a game, he's already catching. I take my 8 warm-ups. He would come out and have a talk. He took off his mask and he'd go, is that all you got?
You know what? He's keeping it loose.
Yes.
He's keeping it. I like that. That's by design.
Young Turdoslavich.
Yes, he did.
Check swing. He struck out twice and singled. Well, it's time now to check the Cholula flamethrower.
And Quackenbush coming in 91. What is that?
That's some hot sauce.
Yeah.
You're well-trained, Clay. You have to go to the Sweeney School of Hot Sauce to be able to do that right.
Yeah. I've been watching. I think the first time I actually said it, though, I said, there's some cheese. There's some cheesy hot sauce.
One away here in the 9th. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Again tomorrow, Braves will welcome back Freddie Freeman, their first baseman and outstanding hitter off the DL. Two balls, 2 strikes. So we hope you will join the action here at Petco Park. Day action. Freddie anxious to get back in. It's kind of a solemn scene there in that third base dugout tonight with a 9-0 deficit staring at it. Interestingly, this year, while the Padres lead the majors in being shut out 16 times, and with the outstanding pitching staff that San Diego has, they have only 2 shutouts. This would be the 3rd. And from 0-2 to a full count.
Clay, who was your bullpen coach in San Francisco with the Giants?
Well, we had Riggs was there. I mean, they played. God, they kind of went back and forth on it. Yeah, I mean, they would both kind of come back down there. I mean, because we were in the dugout.
I got you. Did you have Mark Gardner there?
Gardner was there.
At the Big Ragu before he became pitching coach?
Yep. But yeah, since everything was in the dugout, it was kind of like a team effort. I mean, Gardner would go down there and watch you warm up. But sometimes he even didn't do that. You know, they would kind of get everything to go. I mean, they didn't really have to run down there and have us pitch, or have watch us pitch. But yeah, it was kind of like a different kind of arena there with everybody in the dugout.
These 2 young guys, one with the Atlanta outfit, the other with the Padres. Well, Quackenbush had a 2-strike advantage, but loses Turdoslavich. And here's Simmons. He singled the last time. He's also grounded into a key double play back with the bases loaded. Atlanta's best chance in the 4th inning with no one out. And Shields pitched out of it. One and one. Yeah, the city of San Diego is going to lose an outstanding talent. Matt Calkins, columnist with a Union Tribune, has accepted a new job up in Seattle. He's going to be working for the Seattle Times. This is his last night here. Wish him well.
Absolutely. Good luck in the great Northwest there, Matt Calkins.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Simmons.
That city's it's got to be one of the most beautiful cities when it's actually sunny. When it's sunny, I love Seattle. It's nice up there. I mean, we used to go up there and play. That was one of the cities that I always enjoyed.
Amen. I mean, you have to put up with those 2 months of rain and no sun, but boy, the summers are gorgeous up there. It's a beautiful city and a good sports town. They're going to get an NBA team, I think. Right field Kemp circling into foul territory to make the play. And the Braves are down to their final out. Pedro Ciriaco. The Friar sounds the bell. Ciriaco entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 7th, grounded into a fielder's choice.
By the way, Clay Hensley, first of all, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah. Guys, I got to tell you, this has been great up here.
And secondly, just editorialize here. You are doing one fine job on the pregame show. Seriously.
Well, hey, I got to tell you, Pomeranz is making it really easy.
Yeah. You and Mark Sweeney and Mike. I mean, you guys work hard to put that pre and post game show together.
It's a lot of fun, and I got to tell you that like I said, those guys have helped me along the way to kind of get my feet wet with it. But just everybody all involved, the crew. Everybody that's behind the camera that nobody really sees, it's just been great. It's made it really easy and the transition pretty smooth.
Well, you talk about the teamwork and team attitude of a good bullpen. Well, that's what we have too, our team.
Without a doubt. But I got to say, guys, it's been a pleasure. Being able to work here this season, and I have a new respect. I think we talked about this before of what you guys do, what goes into getting the game ready, and it's not as easy as you might think when you're on the field as a player, and sure. It's awesome. It's been a special treat for me to watch you guys work, and it's been a lot of fun.
Down to their final strike. He gets him swinging, and the Padres with an impressive night. A 9-0 shutout, their third shutout of the season, and Melvin Upton with a couple of home runs, the spice of the game. 9-0, and here's Mike Pomeranz.
Guys, thanks very much for Mark and I see on Padres Live, the post-game show. We're going to speak with Melvin Upton about what a fascinating day for him it was. This is a guy not even supposed to be in the lineup today, but gets an opportunity and delivers. All that and more in moments.